I send flames, call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the same. It's on my face, I cannot hide from the mistake my parents made. I'm never moving on. Not made from love, a remnant of a selfish motive. Was I needed? Do I need it to go wrong? Polarized, inherent pain pumping through my veins. Eyes in flames, call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the safe I embrace inside of me. I only fuel the fire. But is it wrong for me to fight against the balance of my power? History in halves, one brain. I will break the chain. Oh no, tokori wa yobu. Moeru rame koru to boku no ai to kirai ni iru. Oh no, tokori wa yobu. Moeru rame koru to boku no ai to kirai ni iru. I love, I hate the same.
Well, crap. I moved my intro music to a different hard drive location because my hard drive was starting to take a dump on me, and I didn't reset it inside of the OBS. So, anyway, I guess we'll just get into it. So, let's do it, folks. So, this is going to be a new segment for me that I'm starting, and I'm old. I can't deny it. I think that's a well known fact about me that I'm old. Um, some even have made allusions to uh, that I'm so old that when I orgasm, it's just little puffs of dust that come out. Uh, that's not factually true, but we're getting there. So, um, hey Teddy, how you doing, buddy? And I see the rest of you in there, Cassie, Liana. But so I go to bed early, but it seems like all the juicy stuff, right? All the drama, all that kind of stuff happens at night when the old man is sleeping. And as producer for the Dead on Dave show, what I do typically every morning, I get up and I fix me a cup of coffee. And let's see here. Speaking of Dead on Dave, I just got a text from him. Now it's a video, and I can't play it right now because who knows what it says, right? So let me do this. I'm going to pop my little earbud out here, and I'm going to mute the mic for just a second, and then I'm going to play the. Yes, exactly, D Max. It happens like at 12 to like 2 a.m. And I'm not a night owl. I'm not a vampire, so I can't stay up all night. And so I spend all morning. I spend the majority of my mornings every day. I'm talking from about the time that I get up, which is normally, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. That's Central Standard Time, until probably well after noon, watching streams from people like Salvo or Zylie Gets Real, Tipster. Now Augie's back in the mix. And the thing of it is, and I'm just be real honest with you guys. I love producing for Dead on Dave, but I'm coming to the realization that there's just too much, right? There's just too much out there. And so what I'm going to do, and I've got Dave's blessings on this, is I'm going to I don't necessarily want to call it necessarily a news team or whatever, but I'm going to get some helpers to help me ingest all this stuff that's going on out there, right? And bring me stories, right? So if any of you guys want to help an old man out, ingesting these stories, time stamping YouTube, streams or whatever, YouTube videos, taking screenshots of tweets before somebody deletes them, that type of stuff. If that is something that you are interested in, okay, what I'm going to ask you for is a huge ask. It's a huge favor, but you would have you be forever eternally grateful from this old man. Is if you're in the Dead on Dave Discord, right? You should be able to DM me there, whatever. DM me and say, hey, PeePaw, I want to help the old man out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, hang on here. Now my wife's tweeting me. Okay, listen. See this? Am I putting a boogie on you? Oh, Lord, no. What do you mean I'm dramatic, Dave? I'm not dramatic. Exactly. We're helping Dave. We're helping the copious one. We want Dave and I, our mission is we want to take his show to the very next. I mean, we want to just keep going and going and going. He hit a really big milestone. He hit 10,000 subs, guys. That was huge. And it was so overwhelming. Your boy here, I got a little eclectic, got a little emotional because it was an important thing. And we as a team had worked so hard. I'm just putting a team together, but it's awkward as okay, listen. I understand this is probably, how do I put this? It's probably was cringe, right? But that's all I know how to do. This is not an act. This is who I am. I know some people, right? They put on a what do you call it? They have a shtick, or they have this, or they have a character that they play, or a heightened. That's not that. I am not good enough to do that stuff. Okay. And all I am is what you see is what you get with me, right? I stammer. Can I call in? You have that? Yes, Dave. Let me hop into Discord here. Let's see, which Discord. Let's hop into Dave. If you go into the Clear as Mud, you know what? We'll just hop into yours. It's probably easier. I'm gonna hop into your what is it, the one we normally use for your stuff, live commentary. There we go. I'm in the live commentary, Dave. Hop in there and we'll talk. Let me unmute the chat over here in the feed so that it comes through.
Oh my God, I'm gonna murder you.
Why? Listen, Dave, this is me. This is my
yeah, I know. Good morning. Hi.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. Tell the guys this is right. This is not a shtick. This is just how I am.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Good morning. Hi.
Morning,
it's
baby.
All right.
Yeah.
How you doing? You doing okay?
I've got my John Wayne coffee, and I'm doing good, baby.
All right. How you doing there, chat? It's good to see you on this fucking wonderful Saturday morning. I'm about to get ready to go to work, but I saw that he was live. I actually sent you a voice. I hope to God you didn't play it on the air.
No, I did not. I was smart enough not to do that.
But you need to, I don't know if you paid attention to last night, but you need to listen to this fucking message as soon as you get off the air.
I will,
But
100%.
I digress. And so I come in here and I'm like, oh, look at that, coffee with PeePaw. That's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So then I start listening, and he's doing the worst fucking job in the world trying to ask for you guys to come. Look, we've built teams in the past. We actually have a fully functioning research Actually, I think we have one of the best built research discords out there, but it's dead. It's the goddamn Titanic. It's on the bottom of the fucking ocean. It's just laying there waiting to be plundered. So come plunder with us. We're putting together all kinds of shit. We're writing some comedy bits. We're doing some really cool things with the games. We want creative people, fun people. No fucking drama. I ain't looking for your bullshit. Get in there, give us the stories, give us the fun, hang out with us. But I swear to God, Teddy, if you fuck with me, I'll murder you in your sleep. That's about it. No, in all seriousness, we need a few people.
Yeah.
PeePaw's old. He's having a hard time peeing, and I think it's because of all the workload. So help him. Let's shrink his prostate. Let's get everything a moving. We got this.
100%.
We got this. We're gonna save his bladder.
Exactly. Just reach out to me, DM me, whatever. Say, hey, I want to be part of the Copious team, and I will get you invited into that Discord. We'll get you set up. We'll get you roles assigned according to what you want to do. And listen, it's not like a normal job. You ain't got to punch a clock 8 to 5.
No,
we just want
there's no
you,
expectation. I just throw some stories and you see some stuff that's interesting. It doesn't have to be fucking drama. It could be whatever. You know what we talk about on the show. We talk about everything. I like to laugh.
Yeah.
Think what would make Dave piss himself laughing. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. So if that's you, you're creative, you got some good ideas for the direction of stuff, but you know your place. Come on in and have some fun with us because we are building something big. PeePaw is 100% right there. And honestly, since PeePaw has started over there with me and we have started rocking this thing, I've got big dreams of the future. But he's old. So just come on and help.
And I see D-Max is in the chat there. Hey, buddy, welcome in. Listen, D-Max is the guy who kind of revamped and did our intro and everything on the Clear as Mud podcast. And so I'm gonna come talk to you, D-Max. I've got another project for you, bud. And
it's a copious one, I think.
It is 100% a copious. D-Max is a. Let me tell you something about D-Max. D-Max.
Well, I can't get down too much of a story, but I got to go to work.
Yeah.
But hey, look, you have a good morning. Everybody, you guys hit that like button. Give Riverter some fucking love. I'll see you guys a little bit later. We got Drew sharing tonight on the show. PeePaw, touch bases with him. Thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend, pal.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in, Dave. Love you, man.
Love your face.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later. Okay. So as I was saying, D-Max, for some of you guys who may not know, D-Max is an old school YouTuber, right? He is so freaking talented. He would make these YouTube videos. He covered the drama. He got into the mire and the muck like the rest of us, but he did it with animations. And it wasn't just an animation. He would actually incorporate the animations into live footage. This guy's beyond talented. I mean, and I lost contact with the dude because he exited stage right on Twitter back some time ago because Twitter became a dumpster fire, but he's back on Twitter. Guys, following him. He streams over on the Twitch and at D-Max. Matter of fact, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Let's just do this right now. Since I'm what do you call it? Just sucking D-Max off right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come over here to the streaming links. I'm going to go to the Twitch and you're going to start playing and I'm going to have to shut you up because you're probably going to be something annoying. Yeah, shut up right there. I don't want to hear you. So we're going to come over here. Where's the D-Max at? D-Max. Here he is. Here we go. This dude right here. Matter of fact, let me copy that. Yeah, okay, fine. And I'm going to put this right here. This is where you can find him over on the Twitch. He's a he plays the silly little games that people don't play. Like he plays the Pokemon stuff. He plays that's the Kingdom of Hearts or something, I think, right there. But anyway, he's talented, guys. He is super, super talented. And he has been promised me for a while now that he's going to be coming back to the drama stuff. And I am getting a little tingle in the nether regions, and I personally can't wait for it. So, yeah. But I am, seriously, D-Max, I'm going to be reaching out to you because I've got a project I want to work with you on. Okay? So, anyway, let's start deep diving. Let's start. So, what I want this show to be is I'm going to try to do some research and stuff. And I thought, hey, here's the deal. I have to do this research. I have to do these videos. I have to watch all these things, right? So I thought, if I'm doing this research and stuff like every morning, I'm going to start getting up about an hour or so before I have to go into work or whatever, start my work day. And I thought I'd make a little content, right? And for myself, boost my channel. Yeah. So I'm going to, I guess for the lack of a better word, I'm going to double dip a little bit, but I think that's okay. I don't think the copious one will mind at all. So and you guys can kind of see the process of what PeePaw does here, right? So here's what we're going to do. So there's a few things that I kind of already know about, right? Oh, look at there. Liana tweeted out my thing. So I'm going to give her a heart because I love Liana. I think she's a sweetheart. And she has that sexy Australian voice. All right. So this is a little thing that I know happened. Okay. Now this is coming from the resident, everybody's favorite, I think we can call him a troll. I think and get away with it, right? This is his current. He's changed. Hang on here. He's changed his profile picture to Zylie Gets Real, giving the middle finger. I wonder if that is any indication. So one of the person we can always check out is Salvo Pancakes. Salvo Pancakes is always a good source of information. So it says here, LOL moment, Nicholas Diorio and I just had a hard laugh over a call at the expense of Zylie Gets Real. New profile pic. Okay. Zylie gets drunk, alcoholic streaming, Zylie breaks down and rage quits. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, hang on here. Let's see what Zylie's got going on. So evidently there was some action on Zylie's stream last night. Zylie went off on Salvo, Teddy says. Well, that's kind of what I was led to believe. So let's kind of see what this little clip is. I guarantee you, knowing Salvo, this is not a good, maybe a good representation of the situation, but yeah, Remax, right? So let's see what this says here. Okay, got the audio here and boom.
I do not give a fuck. And this is, like I said before, this is my motherfucking one and done. Because after today, his name will not be spoken on my channel. As far as I'm concerned, the motherfucker does not exist. He does not exist. I do not give a fuck what happens to Salvo the man or Salvo the character. I don't give a fuck. That's how far I have been pushed. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So something tells me we're going to have to go to Zylie Gets Real. Let's go to Zylie Gets Real. There's my friend's channel. This was her thing 6-hour stream. So I was watching the stream last night. Zylie was streaming. I was watching her last night. And she, let's see here. Okay. So Chris and Matt. Okay. So I know last night there was a situation, the now recording, I have Matt and Toxic Piplup and Beavers and Core. they've got this little podcast they do over there. It's not little; it's actually getting quite large, and good on them. Those are some good guys. I like them. But here, that last little bit, man, it's like they have been the epic center of everything that is drama happening here in our little part of the internet, right? Um, they were kind of, I think, maybe a little bit of a catalyst of why Keemstar show blew apart. They were also, but they've just really been. So I know they were doing a podcast. They were streaming. They were doing a recording, not streaming. They are going to start streaming. I think for like member events, things like that. But they were just doing a little bit. They were. Hang on here. Let me get my ducks in a row here, as they say. They were doing a recording. They were recording an episode, and I think the episode was between Jessica Pizzle and Salvo. Now, some of you, I'm sure, are aware there has been some issues between Salvo and Jessica. And the TLDR on that was this: is Jessica won Fireball 3 with Repzilla. But there were some issues with the donations. Salvo, I guess, didn't dot all of his I's and cross all of his T's with PeePaw. And there were some issues with his account. And the donos during the Fireball 3 were returned to the people who made the donations. So he basically did not get the money for the donations. Okay. So that meant that all three of his Fireball, the monies and stuff, was not there. So his winners did not get paid as was promised. The first two, the monies were held up in donations because he got demonetized on YouTube. Hopefully he can get remonetized at some point down the road, and those monies will get released. And I hope those people get, paid, because, Salvo he's one of those guys. He's an acquired taste. But I like Salvo. I do, for me, because I'm just no big softy, whatever, right? I do think that sometimes Salvo does maybe take the bit just a smidge too far, and I'm all for having fun with people and stuff. But I honestly, deep down, even people that I have quote beefs with or whatever, right? I don't want them. I don't want to hurt them personally. I try to do my best when I'm having a disagreement with somebody. I don't ever go personal with it. I try to confront their actions or their deeds or even what they say, but I don't go personal with them. I think that's to me, that's a line that I won't cross. But that's not to say that I'm that if other people decide they want to cross that line, I guess all good, well for them. It's just not my bag, as it were. And I think, in my opinion, I think Salvo does cross that line sometimes, and I think he does go a little bit too personal, and I think he genuinely, truly does cause some hurt feelings. And that may be, and he may be okay with that. And if he is, that's fine. And like I say, I'm not here to be, the police or big brother on that type of stuff. But it's just, for me, it's just not, to me, it's just not nothing, but so I know there was some, so I know they brought Tipster in, and there's a clip of that. We'll take a look at that. And then there is and Salvo and Tipster have a kind of a dust up or whatever. And then something happened with Jessica. She got upset and quit the recording of the episode. I'm not for sure all the ins and outs. Maybe we'll find out, because it looks like she calls in here. I know that several people tried to reach out to Jessica last night because I know Matt Pitt was very concerned because I think he does really, I think Matt Pitt does care about people. I think Matt Pitt's good people, and I like Matt Pitt, and so I even reached out to Jessica and sent her a DM because Jessica and I, DM'd and stuff in the past, and so. But anyway, Salvo and Jessica kind of had some issues about she didn't get paid or whatever, and she really needed the money. She was kind of, I think she was kind of, this time of the year, money can get tight for people. And anyway, Cooter Pot Pie wound up actually paying Jessica, and good on Cooter Pot Pie for that. That was a very generous thing for him to do, and I think, I think that was good. And I was kind of hoping that maybe with him doing that might solve or put it to rest, as it were. But I don't think it has, sadly. So anyway, let's see here. Go see here, Chris and Matt join. So let's take a little click here and see what happens here, because I am kind of interested in what happens. So it looks like she's watching the Keemstar stream from the other evening. Said, let's just chill. And then Tyler, her streamer, says, let's just chill. Ended up not so chill. So let's see what happens.
What's up,
here.
Leon?
Leon.
No, shit. Who is... Okay, I'm sorry. You came in with the deep voice. I thought you were Leon.
That's kind of fucked. Do I look like a black man?
Okay, that's Chris the Narc there.
Like, I'm seeing your fucking face, you dick.
Okay.
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
All right, I need to know. I know you probably repeated it to the chat. The Jessica Pizzle thing, she's just missing?
Okay. Basically, okay, wait, Jess, can I read this part out? Can I read that last part out? Oh, no. Loud. Can I read that last part out loud? Yes. Okay. So Jessica said, basically I was in the recording and it was supposed to be me and Salvo, but it was Salvo and Beavers against me, and Toxic was supposed to be on my side, but never said anything. Also, I didn't know it was a debate.
Oh, okay.
There we go. That's
Okay.
apparently what happened.
Oh. Just pull me in. What's that? John Jovi. Let's see here. I guess I could get into a Discord channel. Okay, here we are. Yeah, okay. So I guess if you want to call in or whatever, guys, they're in the It Clears Mud podcast Discord. You should see what the thing says, streaming channels, and there's a waiting room. Hop in there, and I'll if you want to talk or whatever about this subject, if you have any insight on it, and I'll be glad to. Okay, so here we go. John Bon Jovi, here we go. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Riverter.
Hey, hon, how you doing? So, do you have any insight on this situation and what happened last night? Because, like I said, I'm getting caught up on everything.
Yeah, I was. Well, I mostly just wanted to talk to you because I love you so much.
All
But
right, let's talk.
yeah, I
Go
did.
ahead.
I did watch a lot of it.
Okay.
When it was, I was trying not to get too caught up into it because it's really there's a lot of women screaming and crying.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And that's not the best.
No, no. And yeah, so from what Zylie just shared here, I don't know if you heard that part of she said, I guess at Jessica Center. So I guess they were supposed to be having a conversation, her and Salvo, and I guess the cheese slid off the cracker, and
Yeah, Zylie said this later on in the night, and I think she was right. She said she just doesn't think Jessica is ready to have this conversation. And that's kind of what it seemed like to me.
yeah.
Because from what I saw, it wasn't the guys weren't coming at her sideways about it, but
Yeah.
she was in a place that that's how she took it, no matter what they said, basically.
Yeah. So Liana is in the waiting to call. So are you two cool? I mean, I don't want to have no
I love
guys.
Liana.
Okay. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure because sometimes, hey, Liana, how you doing, hon?
Hi.
Hey. So yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's cool with each other because PeePaw doesn't deal with conflict between women too well. So
Me either.
and
But I
Peepaw
love
hasn't had,
Liana.
yeah, I haven't had but like one cup of coffee, and so I'm definitely not on my A game yet this morning. So
Oh, I just wanted to talk about the intense 5-hour stream last night. Or
awesome,
maybe not 5 hours.
awesome.
It kept
Um,
going and going and going.
so I think Jessica originally tweeted at Salvo insinuating that she hasn't got her money, he hasn't gotten back to her. And I think
Yeah,
she got heated and said, kind of implied he was scamming, but not saying that. So
um,
Salvo ran with it and started trolling her back on Twitter. And then it
yeah,
led to this. Um, Now,
okay,
recording call that got cut off and then just,
yeah. So
yeah.
here's a little insight on that because um, Jessica had DM me back some time ago asking for advice on how to handle the situation because Salvo hadn't paid her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, listen, uh, give him some time. I'm sure there's probably something, whatever. And then I was watching one of Salvo's streams, like it was maybe a week later or something like that. And people started messaging him. It was when he was doing his streams of a morning, right? And they said, "Hey, my donations are not saying we can't donate or whatever." And he stopped his stream right then and there, right? And logged into his PayPal and whatever and got squared up. Now, what I suspect happened is I believe Salvo set his PayPal account up as like a personal account. The problem with
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just do this as a little bit of a FYI to people, right? If you're going to stream, if you're going to do things, you want to set donations, things like that. If you've got a PayPal account, that's cool, like your personal PayPal account, because you use it to pay things and online transactions and what have you, so forth. That's great. Set up a totally separate PayPal for your streaming, right? Totally separate to where it's not tied to your personal name or anything like that, right? That's number one. Helps you keep you from putting your own information out there if you don't want it. That's mission number one. Number two, when you create the PayPal account, you have to set it up as a business account, not a personal account. When you set up as a
Mm-hmm.
business account, you have to give more criteria, right? Like they ask for your social security number, things like that, because for tax purposes. And
Yeah.
number two, it sets it up to receive money, and you can receive large amounts of money in a short order period of time, and PayPal don't freak out, right? Because like also was because on a personal account, they don't expect you to start receiving sometimes, because I know Salvo sometimes would get like maybe $200, $300, $400 in total donations in a night, right? Well, that's a large sum of money coming in at once. PayPal has in um, things in there that will trigger, say, hey, red flags, being, whatever. And that's what I really feel like happened. That's why his PayPal got flagged and shut down. And he had to actually take that PayPal and convert it, which you can do, into a business account. Once you do that, and he put in the criteria to establish it as a business, like your social security number, things like that, then all of a sudden he was good to go, right? And then was able to start receiving donations again. Now, the bad part of it is all those people's donations from that Fireball 3 were sent back to them, right? I made a donation during the Fireball 3, and that donation was sent back to me. So, with that information, right, if he didn't have the money in there, because again, now this was Salvo's mistake when he set up the PayPal, not knowing what to do. The money was sent back. So if he didn't have the money, how does he pay Jessica? How does he play
Exactly.
reps? Now, here's the problem though. And this is where I think Salvo made his mistake. He went ahead and
He told her he
he
would
told her
pay her.
he told her he would pay her, but even a bigger mistake is he gave money to Matt Pitt because Repzilla told Salvo that night to just give whatever his winnings were to give him to Matt Pitt, right? Which
Yeah.
Salvo did. And Salvo went ahead and paid that part to Matt. Now, Matt had some extenuating circumstances that happened in his life. We're not going to go into all that, where he needed the money. Salvo, being, I think, a decent guy deep down, went ahead and gave him the money. But then that set up, I think, well, he paid Matt. Why is he not paying me? Which is a legitimate
Sorry,
argument.
Riv, can I just ask, was
Yeah.
that money out of Salvo's own pocket, not the
Sure.
donations, because he
100%
couldn't
it
access
was.
it? So
100%,
that's
yeah.
where it was a different sort of circumstance.
Okay, I understand. Salvo paid the money out of his own pocket, and good
Yeah.
on Salvo for doing that. I'm not. But when he did that, right? So here's the question: whose need was greater? Was it
Well,
Matt's
Riverter,
need? Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say Salvo said, and he streamed last night and he explained some of this. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I haven't.
But-
We haven't got any of that yet.
Yeah, it was kind of, there was a lot going on.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
But so basically what it sounds like is after Salvo and Jessica had been going back and forth about the money for a while, Salvo said that he intended to just pay her out of pocket. So he said, "Hey, look, I'm going to make you whole."
Yeah.
And he didn't go into detail about where that money would come from, but he did say to her, "I'm going to make you whole."
Yes.
Well, by that time she was already over the edge of not
Yeah.
caring
Yeah.
anymore. So he did intend to pay her out of pocket.
Yeah, and I
and-
believe that. Yes.
So
And
I don't.
the problem, sorry,
Sorry?
the problem Jessica had, I think, was he wasn't getting back to her, or he wasn't
Right.
responding, and
And
she got a
kind
bit.
of- Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's also, she's an adult.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
it's contest money. You can't.
Well, okay. So here's what I'll say to all this, right? And I think from both perspectives, right? So I know Salvo had a lot of expenses and stuff, driving back and forth out to do the Keemstar show, right? And I don't know what the pay cycle was from that job, right? So Salvo could have been a little bit of a crunch, right? Because money can get tight, depending on what the pay cycle was on that, and especially if he's laying out several hundreds of dollars a week just in gas driving back and forth. Now, but again, when and I'm sure you ladies have had this in your lives, right? When there's more month than there is money and it starts getting tight, you be sympathetic to, okay, I understand. But when your fat's in the fire, right, and your ass is getting burned by the flames because you're not getting paid, your patience gets extremely thin, right? Because you're thinking, I'm owed this money. This is my money, right? And so and from my understanding with my conversations with Jessica, was she has some really financial things that were hitting her, and that money would have been very beneficial to help cover some of these things, to whatever. And I think Jessica, because she even came on Dave's stream and she said, hey, look, if from the get-go, if Salvo would have said, listen, I'm not going to be able to pay you, and here's why, she would have been understanding to that, right? But in the DMs that she showed when she tweeted out everything, she said, Salvo was insistent, no, I'm going to make you good. And then
he meant out of his pocket when he said that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you say, I'm going to make you good, I'm going to make you whole, it doesn't matter if it's from the winnings. It doesn't matter if it's from his pocket. It doesn't matter if he had to go and take donations from his own stream and pay her. It doesn't matter. If he would have just said, listen, there was a mix up. It was my bad. I take ownership for it, but all those donations were gone. I don't have it to give it to you. And if he would have been, I think he probably wouldn't have felt comfortable doing that or felt good about it, because what had happened with Fireball 1 and 2 money, I think Jessica would have probably been more understanding and it would have been a moot point. But he said, I'm going to make you whole. He reiterated that. And I think that's where the problem came.
I think what ultimately what ultimately it boils down to with me, because there's so many details in this story, but if you look at the facts of it at the end of the day,
Yeah.
by the time this whole breakdown yesterday happened, which I understand is really, it wasn't probably about the money anymore. It was about Jessica not handling it anymore. But at the end of the day, she had received the amount of money yesterday.
Correct.
So that whatever financial stress would have come from not having that money should, theoretically been moot.
Yeah.
From what I understand from hearing both of their sides is that, and I mean, I don't know, I don't have any reason to disbelieve him, is that, he had said for a while, I'm trying to get my PayPal sorted out, but in the end, he just decided to pay her out of pocket. He said, I'll make you whole. But by that time, she was going around calling him disparaging things. And so, not really inclined to care anymore about that from his side.
100%.
So it just, I don't know why it, I understand why they wanted to do the now recording episode about it, I guess, because that's, their content.
Exactly.
But I don't understand why it went so off the rails, because it seems simple.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't know her, but she did not sound completely sober, and it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So, but it went so quickly off the rails. It was, someone just sent me a link to Zylie's stream, which I never watch. I don't watch any of these people, to be honest. I watch clips and people tell me stuff. So someone sends me a link, and the first I open it, I open the link, and I'm opening it on my phone, and my phone's volume is turned like almost all the way up, and it's just blasting a sobbing, crying woman. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on?
And I think that was a build up of everything that was going on with Jessica, not necessarily just the Salvo stuff.
Yeah,
But
and I think
she let it. I think her emotions got a bit too much for her at that moment, and plus in the now recording, she kind of bailed on that because she had a bit of she got heated with Beavers, and she felt like she was being ganged up on by Salvo and Beavers. So then once she jumped on the Zylie stream, I think she just let it all out, and
yeah, it seems like she needs to. My thing with the internet, right, and YouTube and Discord is, as soon as I stop having fun, or as soon as I am getting stressed out, I just get off. I get offline, and it's she's an adult. I think she needs to learn.
She
to
didn't help herself by engaging in all the drama and all the Twitter stuff. She didn't, because not only was that causing drama in the community, but that in her head was just building up, and the more she was going at it, the more it was getting to her. So once she finally spoke to Salvo, she just unleashed, and I guess I suspected too she wasn't exactly sober either, but it was just
and at some point she left to go to, Zylie said, Jessica, go to bed. She left, and then she came back, and Keemstar joined the call, and I mean, he joined a call, and he wasn't even interested in the story, because that's how Keemstar is. But him just being there, I think, kept the stream going. And
so I know, here's the thing too, right? When Jessica put all the DMs public, right? When she tweeted out the other day, I reached out to her, and I reached out to Salvo, and I asked, because Dave was doing a stream that night. I said, do you guys want to come on here and let's try to mediate this and try to get this resolved, right? Salvo was not interested. He had other plans, I guess. Would probably be a better way to put that. Not that he wasn't interested, he had other plans. But Jessica came on, so we allowed, we discussed what had happened up to that point. She came on. We allowed her to tell her story, and she was happy at the end of everything because Cooter Pot Pie had paid off the thing, which helped her financial crunch. So I thought, okay, this is great. Happy ending. Everything is done. I thought, awesome. We can put this one to bed and move on, right? However, the problem is like you guys said, she had at that point alluded that Salvo was scamming, right? He was not being an honest person in that aspect.
Yeah.
And Salvo, being Salvo, seen an opportunity to make content. And so he
Yep.
started going in at Jessica, right? And that night on his stream, he got a lot of donations, and he said he was going to take that money and just randomly give it to somebody in the stream that night. I don't know if he ever did or not. I can't remember. I do think I did watch the stream the next day or whatever. I don't want to say that he did or he did, because I just don't remember. And I know he did a stream, I think it was yesterday or day before, where he was talking about how he had taken the money that was supposed to have gone to Jessica, and he went and bought a new Apple MacBook.
Yeah.
So he's doing what Salvo does, right? Just like, he picks at people, right? He finds something. I mean, there was no better display of that than what he did with Deaf Noodles, right? And
Absolutely.
everybody cheered him on for what he did with Deaf Noodles, right? Because everybody didn't like Deaf Noodles. And so Salvo, they cheered him on, yeah, sis boom ball and all that kind of stuff. But now he's done it to a couple of other people in the community that is more liked and respected. Those two being Tipster and now Jessica, and he's still going at both of them. So, the thing that people have to remember, if you liked him when he was doing it to Deaf Noodles, he's not doing anything different to what he did with Deaf than what he's doing to these two guys. Right?
Exactly.
So, to me, that's a little bit situational. Here's the thing, and let me be honest, I like Tipster. I think Tipster has a huge heart. I think he's a good person. I think he tries to do things and help people. I think Jessica is a decent person as well. I think she likes to have fun. But the thing of it is when you get into this type of content and stuff, and if you're going to match wits with Salvo, you got to be ready for it. Because with Salvo, there is no lines. There is no things that is not off the table, right? He will not. It's kind of like I got tickled when Paige Christie did her video and she blurred out the pictures of his wife, right? So what did Salvo do? The next day he's wearing a shirt with that, not that particular picture, but a picture from that same photo session with his wife's on there on the stream. And he's like, yeah, this is who basically, you cannot, I'm not saying you can't get Salvo. I'm not saying that but the normal stuff that people do
definitely he definitely takes it and runs with it rather than firing back at her and getting defensive, which is who Salvo is. He's a troll. And unfortunately, I don't know why she didn't see through that. And that's what we expect from Salvo. So I don't know why she's let this get to her so badly, or, it's,
okay. And again, like I say, some people, I don't think, and I've always believed this. So this is not this. I'm not throwing rocks here at Jessica or Tipster or anyone else, right? But there are some people that they just can't. They can't handle a lot of limelight. If people start kind of coming at them and stuff, the pressure gets too much for them, right? And here's the thing, I may very well be one of those people. I don't know. And the reason why is because I haven't had really anybody come at me, right? I've had some people throw little dingers and jibs and jabs and things like that at me. But so far I understood what they are. I either ignored them or I lean into it.
Well, and if they did, I would kill them.
No,
there's also that.
No, and listen, I've noticed a lot of you guys have kind of went after, people say this, that, and I appreciate you and I love you for it, but understand something. Don't feel like you have to. I'm a big boy. You know, I grew up when bullying was a thing that was encouraged in schools, and I was bullied
Yeah.
tremendously. And so I know how to deal with bullies. Bullies don't make me cry. Bullies don't make me mad, and I most time laugh at them. Right. And that's the thing I'll tell you guys. If Salvo ever comes at you guys, if anybody listening, if Salvo decides what the best thing you can do with Salvo is just not engage. Just ignore
Mhm.
him because then he has zero power. Now, understand, even when you don't engage with him, he's going to change the rope a dope a little bit. He's oh look he's too afraid or she's too afraid or this that whatever. But just don't engage that either. And eventually, what's going to happen is like all people like that, they lose interest because they get zero reaction out of you. Right?
Well, I'm not sure if you saw the stream, Zylie's stream last night, but
No,
Zylie,
I haven't.
she exploded. Like, if you thought Jessica was bad, you should
Yeah.
wait till you see Zylie. So she definitely let Salvo get under her skin as well again.
Yeah.
So,
And here's the
yep,
thing, I love Zylie, and
yep.
there's not a person actually in this community that I dislike. Honestly, truly, now there are people that I take exception with some of their stances and some of the things that they say, but as far as just disliking and not would not have a conversation with them, I'll have a conversation with anybody. I will go into some of those conversations understanding that the person doesn't possess the ability to have a honest, frank, and open conversation because they're disingenuous in everything that they say and do. But I know
Mhm.
that going into, but doesn't mean that I won't have a conversation. And at some point in time, I'll say, "Listen, all right, I'm tired of the round and round Rosie here or whatever, right?" So I'll end the conversation because at that point in time, I'm not really, uh, you know, I understand that there's no benefit. I'm not, and entertainment for me is over and done with. So I would like to hear, I want to hear this where it says Jessica joined. So I want to listen to
And just
this.
before you do that, someone in
Yes.
chat had said that your voice was quiet compared to Liana and I. So I don't know if you want to turn us down or turn you up.
Okay. Let's see.
Also my Discord's frozen, so I just have to reload it. I'll be right back.
Yes. Okay. All right. So hopefully that's a little bit better, guys. Let me drag the mic over here a little bit too. Maybe that's, but, I stood up to no, Abby, I didn't stand up to Boogie. Boogie and I had a conversation, and there were some. How do I want to put this? There was some miscommunication and misunderstandings, and all that was rectified. I have a very cordial relationship with Boogie now. We occasionally will talk to each other. You know, uh, and like I say, and Boogie's got some stuff that's going on in his life right now, medical issues and what have you. Um, my wife is driving me insane. I love my wife, but anyway, he's got some medical things. He's facing some blood cancer and stuff, and Boogie just put out a video not too long ago, where he addresses the. Okay, let me drag me out of back in here. Boogie put out a video not too long ago where he was addressing a video that was made on him that was, kind of taking him to task on some things, and Boogie accepted it. And uh, here's the thing: I don't know how long that quote wake up call that he says he got on that will last. I hope it takes root and stays there. But based upon Boogie's past, I'm going to say probably not. And I like Boogie. I think he's a good. I like him. I do think he does have good intentions and everything that most of the things that he does. But Boogie is a very troubled soul, and And I honestly, truly do hope that Boogie can find some peace through therapy and self-reflection and stuff, because I don't know. I hate that. And here's the thing: my kids and myself. My kids grew up watching Boogie and laughing at him because of his little Francis freak outs over wow and stuff like that, right? And that's a memory that I share with my sons. And I that just I just don't like to see people in pain. I don't know. I guess I'm too soft. Hell, I don't know. But
how did we get onto Boogie?
Oh, Abby Blackbird said that I stood up to Boogie, and I don't.
You did.
I don't know if I would
call it. You called him out. You called him out for his shitty shirts, or you got a result out of that. Good outcome.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I guess I don't know, but whatever. So I want to listen to a little bit of this with Jessica, because I honestly, truly was concerned about Jessica last night. So, yeah. And like I said, I haven't seen the stream, and so I want to listen to this here.
Hey, we're not breaking a tradition here. Okay, baby girl, what's up?
All right. So Matt told me that it was, let's get you and Salvo together. Let's figure this out. Right. So, and Matt says, well, it's not supposed to be a debate. Well, if it wasn't supposed to be a debate, then why was, what was the arguing? You said, Jessica, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Just let me get this out. Okay. Thank you. So you said, Jessica, go ahead and tell me your side. So I told the side. I knew it was fucking confusing. I was trying to do it the best I can. And I kept on getting, Beavers kept on interrupting and asking fucking questions. And so then I'd stop. And then I was like, the last time you guys said, I don't know what's going on. I was like, okay, let me try again. So I was trying again. And then Beavers interrupted again. He's like, well, and Salvo and him were just talking over me and interrupting me. I had to stop constantly when I was trying to explain my side. And I didn't know that it was going to be Beavers and Salvo versus me and Toxic. And you say it's a mediation. No. Mediation isn't. Oh, wait, Jessica, hold on. Wait. What?
We're willing to give the audio for the podcast right now, right here.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So you can be the judge for yourself, because I don't know what to tell you. Because you could have easily just came back on our recording and just talked to us instead of jumping on the screen.
If it was talking to you, you blindsided me.
I'm going
to read your exact fucking message that you sent me.
Read it.
In regards to, I'm going to. Let me pull it the fuck up.
Beavers had points for Salvo, Toxic had points for Jessica. It's a podcast.
Where in your message does it say that, I'm going to have Toxic on your side and Beavers on his side?
It's not like that. No, they had different opinions from each other. We were all going to have a conversation together. It's a podcast with 5 people, Jessica. Everybody's gonna have different opinions.
I said
it's not Jessica versus Salvo. That means Beavers versus Toxic. It's like, let's all have conversations. Beavers had points for Salvo. Toxic had points for Jessica. We were all gonna have a conversation. We literally said your points after you left. I played devil's advocate for you, but I mean, we're willing to play the podcast, and you guys can be the judge for yourselves.
And it said I messaged him to see if he wants to do it now to have a conversation.
Thoughts so far?
You know what? I think this is one of these deals where, sometimes people, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but I know sometimes people kind of put deafeners on, right? And it doesn't matter. They hear what they want to hear and not necessarily what was said, because by the time it goes through the filters that they've set up, because they're so defensive about things, it gets twisted up. And I don't know if that's what happened here. And I don't know if that's what happened with Jessica. And I don't know.
Definitely. But she came in on the defense, and we listened to the now recording as well. She was on the defense from the get-go. So she wasn't in the right headspace going into it. And you can tell.
So has the let's see. Let me go out here and look.
The podcast, I think they were listening today, but
Toxic.
Let's
see if they've released it out yet.
I think they're doing it today.
Okay, so it's not out yet. All right, so I definitely will want to listen to that 100% when it comes out and stuff. But I don't. I know. Here's the thing. I know Matt better than I know Jessica, and if Matt says that it was not a Beavers and Salvo versus Jessica and Toxic, but it was more going to be a conversation, and you're going to have when you have a group of people get together, you're not going to have in that situation there was 5 people. Not all 5 people are going to be on the same track, right? You're going to have people that have opinions that kind of more are in line with one person and another. Like in this situation, Beavers was more inclined to what Salvo's position was, and Toxic was more in line with what Jessica's were, right? But it doesn't mean that it was a 2v2 with Matt trying to mediate. That doesn't mean that at all.
No, I think they were meant to come to a resolution, regardless if it was on our recording and it was meant to be dramatic for the commentary community. There was meant to be a resolution and, a conversation. It wasn't meant to be an attack or a fight.
Yeah.
And she's just come into it with the wrong mind and just thrown herself in there. And
I think also that the guys were probably, I don't know if they were directly thinking this, but I think people thought, okay, she did get the amount of money that she was expecting. Yes. And so I think they were probably thinking that she would be fine to talk about it neutrally because her, direct financial issue about it had been solved in some way.
Yeah.
So bad night for her to...
Okay, so all right.
I think as well though with Jessica, I think it was more also about the way she was being treated and how she felt she was being treated from them, more than less about the money. I think she got it was more of how she thought they were doing wrong by her and attacking her. I don't think it was about the money at the end of the day when it was finished.
So let me put because you guys are ladies and I'm not, obviously, but I have a question. So, Salvo and Jessica have a history. Jessica was there the night that Salvo went mano a mano, as it were, with Def Noodles, right? He was there. They were there. She was there cheering Salvo on. So do you think because they kind of had that history there, that whatever, do you think that she looked at Salvo as a friend? And
absolutely.
And so you think because she felt like is this deeper than, oh, I didn't get my money, and it's more of she felt like as a friend he should not have treated her this way?
Yeah, that's how I took it because as you guys said, she got the money, but when she was talking, it seemed like she was coming from a friendship perspective and how she's been treated and not necessarily about the money, which we'll get into.
And I don't even know if she, considered it a friendship thing, but obviously once you've met someone in person and hung out or something, the dynamic is a little bit different. At least you can think it's a little bit different. But I just think it comes back to everyone's mistake with Salvo. And if you can't play the game, don't play the game.
Exactly.
And I mean, from everything I know, he's a nice guy, but if you want to play the game with him, you can play the game with him, and that's the game.
The only thing that I'm going to say, I guess, to me, that is a little bit, I guess, I'll say this is problematic. I'll put it that way, right? Now, if we look back on the time period or history that I know Salvo, okay, I'll say it this way. There was the issue with the editor not getting paid, and someone had to come in and pay the editor, right? That was not Salvo or Keemstar, either one, right? And we're not talking about a substantial amount of money here. It was like, what was it? $20, $40, whatever it was, $100, whatever it was. It was not a substantial amount of money. So there's that history. And now there's a history where there was not made good on, this other stuff. So, and he's leaning into, Salvo's leaning hard into that he's a scammer, and because he's running with it because in his own words, it's a funnier story than what literally happened. And Salvo's all about the goofs. He's all about the laughs. He's all about having funny.
Yeah. But when his history with these sorts of things, I don't blame Jessica for maybe feeling like she was being.
Well,
I don't think she.
Sorry, I just want to ask to clarify with the editor situation. That was the thing that he went on stream with Bo Blacks or something, and Bo Blacks talked to him. Is that the?
No, that was
okay.
So there's two.
That was different.
There's two different situations. Okay, the situation with the Keemstar show was there was a trailer for the show before it even began. Right, they just got in a room and they just kind of hashed it up, talked whatever, they were not real stories or anything, but it was just like a trailer. They were just doing little excerpts or whatever. And all that stuff was being put together with some music underneath it, some cuts and things and what have you, and put into a trailer for this, to introduce the show. Okay. So that was done. Now, there's two stories. Story one was Keemstar said that he was going to do it or whatever, but he says Salvo says no, I got it, I'll take care of it, whatever. Salvo says that no, he was told by Keemstar to get it taken care of and done. There was not even any type of video editing software there on any of the computers to even get it done. So they reached out to one guy. That guy, I don't remember his name. I apologize. But his cut and everything was hot garbage in their words, and so they didn't use it. So then they reached out to this other guy, this producer, and they actually wound up using his, from my understanding, but he never got paid. And that's when he made the whole video on it and stuff. And in my opinion, he didn't handle it right either, because he kind of cut his throat in potentially more, editing job stuff in the future. He should have reached out and pursued it more vigorously in the DMs and kind of kept it quiet, but he didn't. He went straight public with it. And what wound up happening was Meta PCs, who was a sponsor or is a sponsor of the Keemstar show, wound up sending the dude money to pay for it. Now, I don't know, and I'll say this, I don't know if the Keemstar show, Keemstar himself or Salvo ever actually sent that guy money or not as well. But
what does that have to do with Salvo? This seems like a Keemstar show.
I agree,
issue.
but okay. The thing that was there was
I
Keemstar
think
said,
Salvo said he would take care of it,
yeah,
and Keem, there was no correspondence after
no,
that. And then when it came down to actually paying the guy
yeah,
guy reached out to Salvo. Salvo didn't pay it. Salvo
yeah,
said to the other guy, "You didn't do the job, so I'm not paying you." Then the drama
yeah.
happened.
It just,
So
yeah,
twice now, though, someone else has paid for
yes,
Salvo's.
yeah.
Is
Salvo,
it Salvo? I mean,
Is it a good book?
Salvo
I
is the
take
person who
it-
actually hired the guy. Okay.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
take issue with putting it on him because that's a
Okay.
Keemstar show.
I agree. It should have been something covered by the show itself, right? The problem was there was no communication about it between Keem and Salvo, right? Because Salvo told him, "Hey, Keem's got to pay it." Keem said, "No, I didn't hire the person. Keemstar show didn't hire the person. Salvo didn't have the authority to authorize to hire anybody. What Keemstar says was Salvo."
And to be fair, I think Keem handled that a bit. I think
Keem should have known that was that was ultimately his responsibility for something that was branded with his name on his show.
Okay, I get y'all's two's perspective, but what I'll say is this: as a business owner, if you have employees cannot just willy nilly go out and obligate. Is that the word? To your business to cover stuff. Salvo did not have the authority to do that.
Yeah, because Salvo said he'd take care of it. He didn't say to Keem, "I'll go find someone and hire them." So that's where the miscommunications happened, and that's how it all escalated.
Yeah. 100%. And so, Keemstar says that Salvo was not authorized to hire this guy, whatever, right? And so he said, Salvo, you pay it, right? Salvo says, I'm not paying it. It was for your show. You pay it, right? So there was breakdown of communication there, right? And in the meantime, this guy here whose product was used wasn't paid. And so he's like, hey, and so, like I say, one of the show sponsors actually paid it. So it was a complete total miscommunication breakdown between Salvo and Keemstar, because from my understanding, Keemstar expected Salvo to actually do the video editing and to do it, the work is part of his duties or obligation as an employee of that show, that he was assigning that responsibility to him. Salvo subcontracted without permission, and that's where all this problem came from, right?
Every time I hear stuff about stuff with the Keemstar show, I just think, God, this all just sounds like Keemstar is the most unorganized, awful person to work for.
Exactly. I was thinking that.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it always comes down to Keemstar really doesn't seem to know how to I don't know. I don't know if the word is manage people. Obviously, he can run a business. He's done well for himself. But I think some of the soft skills and maintaining relationships with people is could use some work, perhaps.
So D-Max in the chat says, if the editor was subcontracted, the person who hired should pay. Now, and D-Max is actually in the editing business. That's what he does for a living, right? So I would say that's probably a pretty good take, and that's kind of where I come down on it, right? If Salvo didn't possess the skills to do the video editing, or if Salvo didn't have a buddy that he could reach out to, say, hey, can you do this for me, right? As a favor to a friend. And he actually said, hey, and he said, yeah, I'll hire you, whatever, what's your rate? I'm sorry, but I think that kind of hangs around Salvo's neck.
Well, but here's what I'll say about that. Keem as a business owner and as the namesake of the brand and the Keemstar show, he should have immediately just paid it and settled it. And you can say it should fall on Salvo or whoever, or technically, but as far as doing what you should do as a business owner, he should have just immediately paid. It's $70. I would have paid it.
Here's what I'll say to that, and I think I agree with you, because it shines a bad light. Period. Right? Be it on Salvo, be it on Keemstar, be it on the Keemstar show, it shines a bad light. If I was in that position, what I would have done is quite simply with this. I would have said, oh, okay. I would have sent the guy the payment plus a little extra because of the delay of pay, right? And then I would have took Salvo aside. I would have had a conversation with him saying, listen, going forward, just so there's no miscommunication, no misunderstanding, nothing. You are not authorized to subcontract out work unless it explicitly has my written permission. And furthermore, I am docking that money from your paycheck, because you didn't have permission to do this. You are not this was not a partnership deal where they were partners in this. Keemstar owns that show. Salvo was an employee, right? So you dock Salvo $70 or whatever, and you go on, and you just tell him going forward, no more. Or maybe not even dock him. I mean, that may be a little harsh too, but when it comes to business and money, I tend to be a little bit more ruthless about stuff. Because I've ran my own businesses in the past. And so it's not, I don't play when it comes to money and business. Business is business. But that's probably but I would not have like dressed him down on air or anything like that. I would take him off to the side. It'd have been a one-on-one conversation, and that's how it would have been done and over with. Right. And it would have been the end of discussion. But, that's that. So
it seems like a common thread with Keemstar, to be honest. The money thing, and the bad communication about the money and
Oh, 100%. And the thing of it is this, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Keemstar is a millionaire, whatever." Da, da. Just because a person's a millionaire, you cannot expect them to be the paycheck for everybody. They can't. They didn't begin. Okay, millionaires don't become millionaires because they just spend their money like it's water.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They become millionaires because they do just the opposite. They're very calculated in their business and spending. Right. And I know Keemstar has a business. I know he has different, things, whatever. Right. But Keemstar is like the big picture dude. Right. I don't know how much of the day in and day out, hands-on in the, making of the actual pie he has, right? I don't know if is he out here, is he cutting up the apples? Is he getting the cinnamon and the sugar? Is he rolling out the pie crust?
Making me hungry.
Yeah, I don't know. Does he do that, or is he says, "Hey guys, I want an apple pie. Make it." Right? So if you decide to run down your local grocery store or bakery and buy the apple pie and bring it in to him, fine, but don't come to him and hand him a receipt saying, "Here, right here, I need $10 for this pie," and he's going to look at you and say, "Why did you go do that? There were apples, there's flour, there's Crisco, there's cinnamon, there's sugar, there's an oven. Well, it was already here. Why did you go do that?" You see what I'm saying? He wants the pie. He's giving you the stuff to make the pie. You want to go out and buy a pie because you want to take the easy route. Fine. Just don't bring him the receipt for the pie. Right? So I think that's a very decent analogy. So I think it's a fair analogy.
Stream.
What's that, hon?
I was just going to say, are we going to continue on with this stream? You got to see this outburst.
Yeah, okay. So I think from what I've been told, because I was sent a super top secret message, it said I need to select to this timestamp here. The one and done with Salvo, it says here. So let's see.
I'm not trying to guess.
This is going to be
Evelyn, I
Zylie's
said get rid of the
thing.
pancakes, get
Yeah. Okay, let's see what she
rid of
says
all
here.
the spam. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm
Have
not
I ever
dealing
been-
with it anymore. No, we're not going to talk about anything else but what I'm going to talk about right now. Okay?
Tips are ever- have
I
ever been
am
known to
done.
gaslight?
I am done. I am
gas-
done with the bullshit.
Okay, so I know Tipster's in here. That's Chris the Narc. Is that Salvo up in the top right-hand corner? I believe it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Gaslighting me on stream, Zylie. Can you help me?
I'm
Never
over
been
here.
known to
I'm over here
gaslight.
talking about something totally different, and I just said that we're not going to talk about anything else but what I'm talking about right now.
Exactly, Tipster.
I'm done. I am done with the disrespect in my chat.
Oh, that's Leon.
I
Okay.
like a lot of Salvo's people that watch him. I do like them. But I am not going to get disrupted or disrespected. Your boy is constantly coming into my chats disrespecting me. And I'm tired of it. And I'm not dealing with it anymore. He just disrespected my whole goddamn Discord by pinging everybody, having a fit like a child. This is my fucking channel. And I'm not dealing with it anymore. If I lose fucking subscribers, I lose subscribers. I do like a lot of people that do watch Salvo. I like them. All right? They come in here and they have a good time. But I'm not dealing with the bullshit anymore. If Salvo Pancakes doesn't have to work with the same rules that everybody in the commentary community doesn't have to deal with, then goddamn it, I don't either. And I am taking my motherfucking stand right now. So if you disrespect me, you're out of my fucking chat. I don't give a fuck about the We Are Salvo. I don't give a fuck about the pancakes. I don't give a fuck. If he don't have to play by the rules, I don't have to play by the rules.
All right, so I have a question. If you have Salvo supporters that come into a stream because you're talking about Salvo, whatever, and they start spamming pancakes, maybe I don't understand the whole all this whatever, because is that really disrespectful? Do you guys think that's disrespectful for Salvo supporters to come in and just spam pancakes and stuff?
Sorry, I was muted. I think she's totally out of line here with her. I think she's obviously frustrated,
Yeah.
but I think the reason she's giving is totally ridiculous.
Okay.
I think, I mean, she does these roundup streams with a lot of people in the commentary community. A lot of people get in there that don't like each other, disagree with each other, are having beef. Uh, it's gonna happen. And especially if you're talking, about someone and they have a decently sized audience that really likes that person, it's just gonna happen. I don't and Salvo, pinging everyone in the Discord or what. I mean, it's just that's how. I mean, it's weird because a lot of these people. I mean, I don't know how old Zylie is. I don't know how old most of these people are, but I assume they're old enough to have been on YouTube when internet blood sports was a thing, and that's how it is. And honestly, that's kind of the fun part of it. It's just kind of being a little shithead sometimes.
Okay. So Zylie's in the chat. Zylie, if you would love to call in, I would like to have a conversation with you. There's a Discord link there right above your call in. You can hop in the waiting room and I'll pull you in. I will say this: if people come into my chat and they spam things, whatever, I don't care. I don't. I try to keep like chat in like out of the corner of my eye, and I'll look at it every once in a while. But I when I'm streaming or whatever, and I'm actually the host of whatever streaming, I try not to pay a whole lot of attention to the chat because I think it can get derailing. But coming into a Discord and pinging everybody, I think that is a bit much. And that's why, I agree with that. I think that's a bit much, but people coming into the chat and spamming whatever else or whatever, it's just, to me, it's interaction, right? Because, that drives the, when I don't know how many people stream whatever, but when you get through streaming, it'll pop up a summary. Like, say, okay, here was your peak concurrent viewers, and this was your average concurrent viewers, and then this was your chat, right? And it has a sliding scale there as far as how interactive your chat is, right? So if people are in there spamming chat or whatever, I personally, I don't care. As long as they're not like doing slurs or they're not just like going at somebody just incessively to where they're just, brigading somebody and attacking one individual, I don't care, right? If they want to come in and attack me and they wanted whatever, I don't care. I honestly and truly, I ignore them. Now, here's what I'll say. That is Zylie's sandbox, right? That's Zylie's kingdom. And if Zylie doesn't want it, then Zylie doesn't have to put up with it. So I support her on that 100%. Okay, Zylie's in waiting. Let's pull her in. Hey, hon, how you doing this morning?
Hey, Zylie.
Uh-oh. Does it show her muted?
No.
Let me make sure she's not. No, she's not. She's not muted.
Button was my button.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my bad.
Oh,
I pushed the
you're
button
good.
on my mic.
You're good, hon. You're good. So,
Okay. Only thing I'm gonna say is this.
yeah.
It wasn't about the spamming because if you went back a little bit, I only started where I started going off. I hid Salvo in my chat.
Oh, okay.
I hid him in my chat. He called me, he literally went into my chat, and one of the things he said this time, except for yesterday, I had Augie's dick in my mouth, but you'll hear that part. I've had everybody in the commentary community's dick in my mouth.
You haven't had
he
mine.
Called me, he said, well, I'm surprised you weren't one of them. And he said in my chat, oh, you got a members chat? What, this chat only on members chat? Jew.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Even Keemstar on his drama alert told him erase that right now, or delete that right now, Salvo.
Yeah.
This is a person who comes. No, he can't. He's not Jewish, honey. I have dealt with months of disrespect.
Yeah.
I have dealt with him barking at me. I can't even go on Dead on Dave stream and be on a stream without him right there and then Sometimes it gets brigaded.
Yeah.
I can't go into Edwin's chat. I can't go anywhere. I'm done. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. And I 100% respect that.
So that's where the spamming came from with everybody else. It didn't just magically just start and I got mad.
Okay. Well, I do know Salvo, God bless him. Salvo gets a bone. He when he starts gnawing on a bone, right?
That's not my problem because I do not care about him anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I'm done.
And
I'm
and
like
I
done.
respect that about you. And when a person reaches their point and they say I'm done, then you have to respect that and say, all right, she's done with it, and let her go with it. So
like I said last night, I have done everything that I can do except for go mask off. I even pulled up in real.
Yes, you did. And see,
I have literally done everything. I have ignored.
Yeah.
I befriended him after I pulled up on him because he was like really super cool,
Yeah.
I befriended him. I have ignored him. I even trolled a little back at one point. I have literally done everything but go mask off. I have tried everything to get him off my ass.
Yeah.
So but that's not his thing. His thing isn't getting off people's ass. And
no.
And you know what? And you will see later how I really think about him. And just continue watching because I give all the reasons.
Okay.
I don't care what he does. I don't play by those rules.
Yeah.
But being that he doesn't want to play by the commentary rules, I'm not going to play by them either. And he can get fucked.
That's that kind of brings up something. I have never ever bought into these quote unquote rules, right? Like there's this rule you don't leak the DMs. That's the golden rule. Or you don't do this or that, whatever, right? Why? Who is the arbiter of these rules saying you can do this, but you can't do this, you can't do that, right? So, like for example, and here I'm going a little bit, I guess you guys call it mask off here for a second. I'm going to just go mask off here, all right? So Keemstar established years back, I remember this like 2015, 2016. Golden rule, you don't leak DMs, right? And Tommy C was one of the first ones that says, fuck your rule, and he would leak DMs, right?
Yeah.
Right? You guys remember this, right?
I wasn't here. I don't remember it, but I've heard the story. I've heard the stories.
All right. Well, I've been around for a while. I wasn't always out in front and talking and doing stuff like this, but I was there. I was a orbiter, as they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Keemstar and Zylie, this happened on one of your streams, and so you can 100% back me up on this. They kicked Salvo Pancakes out of the group chat that you guys are in because, quote, he was leaking DMs from there because of the Augie's mom situation, right?
Yeah, he was leaking DMs from the group chat that we have.
And then Keemstar turned around on a Keemstar live show and showed Chris's DMs between him and
me
and Hannah too.
No, it wasn't the Hannah one. It was me. That night, it was me and Chris because Chris ended up talking to them off camera, and that's why they went back on camera and apologized.
I understand, but he also did one with Hannah too.
Oh, did he? Okay,
yes.
I didn't remember that one.
Okay, so here's my question: if the golden rule is we don't leak the DMs, and Keemstar does it, who is the arbiter of this damn rule, does that really mean it's a rule then, or is it a rule only when Keemstar says it's a rule?
I don't know.
Now I understand, and I'll be completely transparent on this. Keemstar, when Chris called him out on this shit, Keemstar came back and said, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that." Da 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 da. Okay, he's sorry, he shouldn't have done it. Fine, but he did it. He broke the rule. So on that aspect, then should Keemstar be kicked out of that group chat because he broke the golden rule? He can't be trusted. That's what he told Salvo. You can't be trusted now because you broke this rule.
Well, you know what? I broke some rules tonight. I hid people who were brigading my chat because they didn't like it. The same people who have brigaded my chat before when he came in there to harass me about, I think that one particular was when I was wanting to fuck Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. I broke some rules tonight too. And you know what? I feel great.
You know,
well, you should have been. You want my opinion? You should have never been following the rules because it's. Banana said this in chat. It's about entertainment. It's not about being understood.
Okay, well, tonight was not about entertainment to me. Tonight was a breaking point being hit, especially since I did literally everything possible to resolve this. You don't understand. I have this man in the background telling me, yeah, you don't, because this man in the background is like, Zylie, I like you. Zylie, we're friends.
Yeah.
And then in public, it's Zylie, you're sucking Chris's dick. Zylie, I bet you fucked him when you stayed in his apartment. Zylie, you have Augie's dick in your mouth. Zylie, do you squirt? Does your husband like to eat pussy? Zylie, this. Zylie, that. Zylie, woof, 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 woof. Zylie, bark, 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 everywhere I go.
Well, can I ask you a question? Why are you kind of meshing his public persona and your previous good times friendship hanging out with him?
What do you mean why I didn't mesh him? I always said on my channel there's two Salvos. There's the Salvo the man and Salvo the character.
It sounds like you're irritated that Salvo the character is still Salvo the character.
Salvo the character is disrespectful as fuck. And I'm over it. I'm over being constantly told just because he doesn't like the fact that I didn't cover him, that I had Augie's dick in my mouth. That I didn't get mad at Augie for saying what he said about me on his stream. Now all of a sudden I got Augie's dick in my mouth. Every time he gets mad at Chris or Chris fuck up, I'm Mama Zylie or I fucked Chris. I don't give a fuck. And you know what? I did a nice comparison because you know how actors, did y'all get to the part where I talk about actors and what actors do?
No, we just
can't wait for you to get there. Can't wait for you to get there because I correlated. You know how people, when they take a job in a movie, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to act. Okay.
Yeah.
And what they do, the really good actors, what they do is they find a piece of themselves to correlate with that character that they're playing.
Yeah. A connection.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So connection. Well, as you will be able to see, I came up with a connection with Salvo the man and Salvo the character.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. Eventually, Salvo is going to run up against somebody that can play the game that he's playing as well, if not better than him. And there's somebody out there. And eventually their paths will cross. And I'm going to be extremely interested in to see when it's turned back on him, how well he handles it.
Like I said in that stream, I don't care what happens to Salvo Pancakes, the man or the character, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care. I really, really don't care.
Well, I'll say this. For you as a friend, I'm sorry that it got to that point for you. Because I know when a person gets to that point, it's an emotional thing. It's not just, and I truly did think, that there was a connection there with you guys, a friendship connection, or
there was a connection there,
a beginning of a friendship. Yeah. Because you went
but
out there and hung out with him.
Yeah. And I just, this whole this fake interpersonal fucking fighting is ridiculous and it's childish. And I'm not a child. I'm not a child. And I'm not going to do it.
And I get that. And I will 100% respect your wishes, and I won't bring him up around you or things like that.
Well, no, that I didn't listen. I'm not going to tell people what to do on their streams. I'm talking about on my stream.
No,
If they come up on my stream,
yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
give them one warning. Warning. That's my stream. I'm not going to tell people how to run their stream. What?
Yeah.
You know I'm not.
No,
like that.
no. I'm not talking about here. No, I'm talking about
okay.
your my interactions going forward. Your my interactions be on your streams or like if because I do occasionally call in because I'd stay up late enough or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll call in or whatever, or just us, chit chatting or whatever. No, I'll be respectful and I won't bring it up because I mean, to me, that's like salt in a wound. Why would I do that? Because I consider you a friend, and I wouldn't do that. I won't do that. So, but I'm gonna continue watching this segment here. From
go ahead and watch it because you'll find out it wasn't just because people were spamming my chat.
Okay, cool. So,
all right. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in, hon. Love you.
All right. Love you too.
Bye. Okay. So Abby wants to call in. All right, Abby. Let's. I don't know if we'll ever get to this clip. What's going on, hon?
Oh, did she leave?
Yeah, she got off. She hopped off. So, was you wanting to talk to Zylie?
Look, what I will say is I've been through so much of the same stuff, except I didn't have a platform. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I've had the dogs barking at me by myself forever, and it took Salvo and Keemstar standing up for me. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's just like, and things work better with an army, whether you want to admit that or not. You're strong individuals together. So I get where her breaking point is, but at the same time, it's just like I see. I don't know. Sorry, I wanted to talk to her, and I'm just.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Abby, if you reached out to her, I hopefully you guys can have that conversation. And I do know
and
that
I'm saying that I'm saying that genuinely, not me and you have talked Riverter
sure
since way before I was even nearly as
Yeah.
big as I have been. And a lot of stuff's been really freaking hard along the way, but I mean this sincerely. I just want to know what you're saying, Salvo's who Salvo is. And
Yep.
it's just when I was at the comedy club, he told that dude to take off his shirt, and then he started fucking with his titties. He pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes to a point
Yeah.
where you have to be able to say no, or you have to be able to confront it head on. And I've
Yeah.
always done that.
Yeah.
And I think she needed to do that from get. And
Yeah. So, and I'm glad
And I
that,
do hope you get through this.
yeah.
'Cause it's a lot.
Well, listen, Zylie will get through this. There's no doubt in my mind, 100%, Zylie will get through this. And everybody has to handle things in their own way. They have to process things in their own way, right? So, I'm not going to sit there and say the way that Zylie's processing it is right or wrong. It's the way Zylie needs to process it. And good for Zylie, right?
Getting through all this,
Yeah.
all this video footage more than
Oh,
with
yeah.
how she
Yeah,
handles
there's
things,
just
how
so
she handles
much.
things,
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can honestly, I don't know how you can absorb things, but you can honestly go through 1.25, 1.5 speed. I was watching it. I was pause and then fast forward because it is a lot of stuff. And I get the point, but it's just
yeah. Normally when I'm watching videos and stuff, I've learned to get it at 1.5 to 2, but trying to do that in stream, I felt like would probably be too much for my brain. So anyway,
yeah.
But listen, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in, and I'm gonna see if I can get through the rest of this video.
Go through it, man. You got this.
All right, take care, hon.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye. Here we go.
I'm done. If you don't like that, then leave my fucking chat. If you don't like that, unsubscribe. If you are a paying member, then you know what? Stop paying. I am done. Period. Point blank. Period. I am done. I am tired of the disrespect in my fucking channel. And this fucking rule and commentary that you're not allowed to show emotion, fuck you. Because if he doesn't have to play by the rules, then neither do I. I'm not playing by the rules anymore. Period. I'm done. You can get rid of that motherfucker there too. Credo, get rid of his ass. He or she. I don't know who the fuck they are. Hide them from the fucking channel. Get rid of them. I'm done. I'm done. He don't have to play by the rules. Neither do I. Fuck that shit. I'm tired of playing by a certain set of rules, and he doesn't have to. Guess what? I'm not playing by those rules anymore. I'm done. I am fucking done. And if that means I gotta spend hours timing out motherfuckers until they get it, and if they don't get it after a timeout, hide them, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If I lose subscribers over that, guess what? I'll get more. I do not give a fuck anymore. I don't know how many times. I'll be right back. I need a drink. I love you too, trans tipster. Thank you for the $4.99. Okay, y'all can go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about. I'm getting a goddamn drink. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Who just joined? Eve.
What happened?
Oh, sup?
What happened?
Zylie burnt the Salvo bridge.
What
They got
bridge?
some bitch ass motherfucker that's not
There you
that's
go.
gonna play by the rules against a motherfucker that don't have to. Oh no, fuck that. If it
You hear
wants
that?
to be on, then they can be on. I don't give a fuck. I should have punched his ass when I fucking met him.
Oh,
You hear what's happening now? You kind of caught up.
What would you have done if she would have punched Salvo when she was on your show?
Chris, organize Zylie to get out here next Thursday.
I'm not your producer anymore, dude. I'm not your producer anymore.
If you don't, we're gonna bully
What?
you. You're gonna get.
Oh wow, that's such a fucking change up in my life, Kingstar.
She would have punched.
Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see Zylie get real? This is Zylie real. This is a Zylie that you motherfuckers can't handle. You want to see this Zylie? Let's go.
Damn.
Love how Keem comes back for this.
What's up, Keem? How can I help you?
I went to get a drink and I came back and they basically said that you were burning down bridges or some shit.
Yeah, I burnt that Salvo bridge. I'm done.
Why?
I'm done with the fucking disrespect, Keem. I'm done that he doesn't have to play by the same set of rules that everybody else does. We have a set of rules, a set of imaginary rules that we have to fucking play with in this goddamn community. I'm tired of a motherfucker coming in. Who gave me $20 so I can thank them? Hold on. I have, thank you for the 20 in the hearts. Anyway, we have this imaginary set of rules that we can't show emotion, that we have to just ignore. And Salvo can do whatever the fuck he wants. Talk about
I don't know about this. We can't show emotion. I mean, to me, showing emotion is probably one of the better aspects of a show, right? It could be emotion of anger. It can be emotion of jubilation. It can be emotion of sadness, right? I'm an emotional person, and I get emotional. Hell, when Dave hit 10K, I was crying. I wasn't crying, I'm like bawling, but I got emotional. And if you go back and listen to the clip from that stream that's on his channel, you can hear me get emotional. And David says, "Oh, are you getting emotional?" And they kind of dogged me a little bit, and I'm okay with that, right? That's part of it, right? Showing emotion is, I need to mod Banana. Is Banana not modded? How in the hell did that? Let me fix that shit right now, because I don't know how. I'll just put his ass in timeout. That's what I ought to do. Why is it not letting me add moderator? There it is. Boom. Banana is now a mod. There you go. Yeah. Abuse the power, Banana. Abuse it. Abuse it, baby. Abuse it as only you can. Anyway, yeah, showing emotion is fine. I don't understand. I don't get that one. So.
People, kids, talking about people's families. He can do whatever he wants, but yet we have the silent rules that we don't have to do it. And this motherfucker comes into my goddamn streams and disrespects me. I saw what you told him to fucking delete. I saw that fucking comment. I'm tired of being fucking disrespected. I have tried everything with Salvo. I played nice. I befriended him after I even went to fucking New York. I even went to New York. I met him. I pulled up. Pull up or shut up, right? I even did that. I have done everything to that motherfucker, but no mask off.
Yep.
Well, guess what? I'm mask off Zylie now. I'm done. I'm done being disrespected.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm done.
I mean, everyone has a right to stick up for themselves.
I'm
right?
done.
Yeah.
I mean, amen. I would.
You see what he says to me in the chat, Keem. You see it.
Is it playful or is it mean?
You know what? The sad thing is, Keem, this motherfucker, when I talk to him, when he's not in front of a camera and he's not live, he is one way. When I talk to when he comes into my chats or he's like in a live conversation with me, he's another way. He is disrespectful to me. I'm done. I'm done.
Help me out. What did he say that was over the top? Like, what is the thing that's like disrespect?
I don't know. Let's see. The other night I had Augie's dick in my mouth. I've had Chris's dick in my mouth. I wanted to fuck Chris. Tonight he called me a Jew because I had it on members only, which I didn't. You clearly saw gray names in the chat. I don't know, calling me granny. It's every little fucking thing that he can say. I've had just about everybody in the commentary community's dick in my mouth besides you. I've had Tipster's dick in my mouth. I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Look,
don't give me, and Keem, I'm telling you right now, you better not say that fucking phrase. Oh, it's just Salvo. Don't even say it.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is sometimes I come to your chat and I like talk shit to you.
Yeah, but
and like playfully, right?
Yeah.
And you talk shit back.
Yeah.
Like, is it that serious? Is it really that serious with Salvo?
Keem, it's on a constant fucking basis to the point that when I'm on Dead on Day stream, Salvo will start talking shit in that chat. I go to Edwin's chat, Salvo starts talking shit there. I come up on Edwin's stream, Salvo's right there.
Okay, so that is a bit much, I think, following people around to different shows and stuff, and just to constantly target. Is that, guys? Let me know in the chat there. Am I being a little bit, I don't know, hyper? I mean, is Zylie got a point there? I mean, is following people around to chats just to constantly bully them? I mean, again, I grew up in an era where bullying was a national pastime. It wasn't like it is today where you quote national, they got laws against it shit. Back then, I think hell, sometimes it was encouraged by teachers and shit. Is that Abby says, but she has joined live streams to shit on Salvo. I don't know about that. Maybe she has. So why is it not still showing bananas not modded? I modded him. Okay. So I don't know. Anyway, look, if she thought it was too much, then I have to respect her on that. And it was too much. So.
Well, he did a live stream last night where Augie on his live stream talked about how he didn't like me. Well, okay, that's not news. I mean, Augie's never really liked me, right? But Augie, the worst thing he said was, I try to be an alpha female. Why am I gonna get mad at that? He didn't disrespect me. He was just saying how he felt. Why would I get mad at that? Augie's not running around saying I have this person dicks in my mouth. I have this person. I'm trying to fuck Chris. I did this. I did that. I did this. I did that. Augie didn't do that. So why would I get mad at Augie? Salvo's out here fucking disrespecting me. And I'm done.
Salvo also disrespected Tipster. Why don't you and Tipster join forces and go to war against Salvo?
Here's the difference between me and Salvo, okay? Here's the difference between me and Salvo. Because I figured out, okay, so with every person, how actors, there's always a piece of that real person on the character that they play, right? That way they can play the character correctly, right? There's always a piece of them in that character. And I have figured out the piece between Salvo the man and Salvo the character. The piece is, he's a pussy. Would you like for me to explain how he's a pussy? Because he can't stand up and grab his fucking balls and do shit on his own. He always has to have people spamming pancakes. He couldn't even go to Death Noodles by himself. He had to stack the fucking crowd. He's a pussy. He can't do shit on his own. He can't fight one-on-one.
That's a good burn.
Nothing.
And I don't give a fuck because I'll take everybody on my goddamn self. I don't need Tipster. I don't need my viewers. I don't need my members, my subscribers. I can stand there, grab my tits, and say, fucking bring it. Like a grown-ass fucking woman. But no, he needs his little crew. I can go into a chat and it's so fucking obvious. And honestly, Nick has said this too. He'll go in there, start talking shit, and then another one of his new team comes in, another one, and before you know it, they're all talking shit. It's so fucking obvious. You're a fucking pussy. You can't stand on your fucking own.
It's his little orbiters. He's always got to bring his fucking orbiters with him.
I'm done.
So is I'm trying to process that. I will say this. Salvo definitely loves to swing his audience, right? He and there's always been this unwritten rule too, right? Or not unwritten, it's this rule, right? Don't swing your audience, right? Don't take your fans and say, hey, go do this or go do that, right? And what I'll say is this is YouTube has a TOS, I'm pretty sure, out there that says you can't do that, right? And not to do that. I definitely know that's a thing on Twitch, right? People have gotten permabanned off of it, right? Because was it the ratio plus L, whatever, right? So I mean, I know that that's even a thing. So, I don't know. Again, if you don't, like I said, I try to do my best not to pay a whole lot of attention to chat, because I feel like if I start reading chat, it derails me. Maybe more people, maybe other people can do both at the same time. I can't. So anyway, let's go on.
I'm done. I have tried everything with that motherfucker. I have tried everything with him, Keem. Everything.
Okay, well,
and I'm done.
Well, Zylie, Salvo and Edwin are going to be on the Keemstar show
Well, good luck on that show.
Thursday. Why don't you come on the show and confront them?
I don't have the money to fly out there, homeboy. I don't have the money to go fly out there.
Bro.
I don't have the money to fly out there, because I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason why I didn't go off on Salvo when I went to your show, because Brantley, and I'm not blaming Brantley, but this is what happened. Brantley brought his wife to me, and she was telling me, "Oh, Salvo loves you. He really, really thinks highly of you." And I'm thinking, "Shit, I can't. And his wife was so sweet and so nice, and that's why I didn't go off on him. I had all planned on going off on that motherfucker, and I got accidentally opped. I pulled up. I have done everything with him. I'm done. Y'all, you motherfuckers, I'm done. I'm not playing by the rules anymore. I'm not playing by the commentary fucking fake ass rules anymore. I'm not doing it. I
don't know who has these rules. I go off. I talk shit.
Let me tell you what the rules are. You're not supposed to show emotion.
I show emotion.
Well, apparently in this community, you're not allowed to show emotion, or you're spurging out, or you're freaking out, or you're doing this, or you're doing that.
No.
You're supposed
No. I think, okay, it's like I called into Brick's stream last night. I was talking to Brick a little bit, right? And this whole spurging thing, right? Here's the thing. Okay. Spurging is okay, right? You can spurg. What you can't do is kind of like that famous line in Tropic Thunder. You can't go full spurg, right? Because once you go full spurg, that's it, right? An example of full spurg is like flamenco, right? Flamenco went full mask off spurg, and look what happened to him, right? He got obliterated. He lost his following base. All these things, right? You cannot go full spurg, but you can spurg, right? Spurging is entertainment, right? Because all spurging is showing emotion. It's being dramatic. It's overreacting a little bit. It's this whatever, right? So spurging is okay. Spurging is fine. Full spurging, nah. So
just take the joke. How many jokes do I have to take when you are literally telling a woman that she practically has everybody's dick in her mouth? Why am I supposed to constantly take that? Constantly, Keemstar.
I'm going to be honest, Zylie. Now that you're like really stressing yourself, explaining yourself, I feel like you actually haven't been getting the respect you deserve lately. How do I think about it? So I actually totally understand your point. And if Salvo's fans or whatever want to think you're going crazy or think you're going nuts or whatever,
they can think whatever the fuck they want.
They can think whatever the fuck they want, but like I get it. I actually get it. Like, you're fed up. You've been disrespected for months. Right? And you haven't. And to be fair, you haven't done anything to anybody. Even with Abby Blackbird, which you don't get along with, you have tried to like avoid fighting with her multiple times.
Hell, last night, I don't know if it was last night, but last time I was in Homeboy Edwin's stream, okay, not in his stream, but in the chat, she was talking some real shit, and I was like, you know what, not gonna lie, Abby Blackbird is spitting real shit right now. Like, she's telling the truth about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't like her doesn't mean that she doesn't have points.
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it, dude. I'm over playing fuck.
So when I've had people come at me, right, and say, oh, you're just sucking this guy off, or you're sucking that person off, or whatever. And I feel like there's two ways to handle that, right? I think you can joke, haha, whatever, or you can lean into it, right? And I think if you lean into it a little bit, right, I think, to me, or at least my thinking or whatever, right, is it kind of it takes the sting out of it, or it takes the power or the wind out of its sails, right? So I think because if you push back a little bit, it gives the bully, it gives the troll the reaction that they're wanting and stuff, right? So again, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that Zylie didn't handle this, whatever. Zylie handled it how she needed to handle it. And again, I don't know if I got the full force of somebody like Salvo or whatever coming at me. how I would handle it. In my mind, I've told myself that I would not. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't. I would try not to overreact. I would try to handle it in like the ways advice that I've given and stuff is like just don't react, or I would lean into it. I think one of the two. Um, okay. All right. See you later, Banana. Thanks for tuning in, Hoss. Um, I think that's kind of how I would. Oh, hang on. Mike the Bike is wanting to talk to me. So let's see what Mike the Bike has to say. Hey, what's up, Mike?
What is up, man? I'm watching your stream right now,
Oh,
and
okay.
I saw like a clip of Zylie at 2 times
Yeah.
speed screaming on Twitter. I had
Yeah.
no clue what the context was. So is the context that she's sick and tired of getting made fun of by Salvo?
Yeah, that's where this was from her stream last night. She streamed and evidently she reached her breaking point with Salvo. He and his some of his supporters were constantly in her. It wasn't just that they were in her chat doing pancakes or whatever and that type of stuff, but she she says that he constantly was inundating her with saying that she had all these different commentator people out there like Augie and Tipster and Chris the Narc and people's dicks in her mouth and because they kind of take whatever exception. I guess she didn't push back on them, but I guess Salvo felt like that she was pushing back on him, and so that's why she was. I guess he was calling her a dick rider or whatever. But and she just got fed up with because she says that the Salvo that she met out there at Keem's house and the person that that's online is treating is two different ways because off camera and out of the streaming light or whatever, he's like I like you, you're such good people, yada yada yada. But then he gets online and she'll be on a stream like on Dave's stream or on Edwin streams or something like that, and he's just constantly brigading her and whatever. And evidently she even said, I guess he came into her Discord last night and just pinged everybody and stuff. And I guess she hid him from chat last night. And because he was saying that she was running a members only chat stream or whatever, where only members only could, comment, which is not true. I mean, you guys can see right here on the stream here, there's great text, screen names or whatever. And so that's people who are not members or what do you call it? Members of her channel. So, there was people able to communicate stuff, whatever. So Salvo was just doing what Salvo does and she just reached her breaking point and that's it. So.
Okay. So the thing is, it has been how long since the flamenco Salvo drama, all that stuff, right?
Oh,
And
6
what I don't
months.
understand, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. The issue is that Salvo is a great litmus test for what you can take online.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
obviously, we're all people. We all have emotions. Shit gets to us. Shit gets to me sometimes. Shit gets to everybody. And Tipster. Tipster is a pretty good example. Tipster does sometimes fall into the Salvo shit
Mm-hmm.
too, but he also does manage to get himself out of that sometimes. The issue is that he's a great litmus test for what you can handle. Because the fact of the matter is Zylie is in an unfortunate position. She's a woman online, so that already automatically means she is going to be getting the easy jokes thrown at her. She's an older woman online, so that adds another layer to it. So there's a lot of shit she's gonna have to be dealing with online, with all those already on top of it. So with Salvo on top of that, she says, "Oh, he acted differently in person than he did online." Well, I feel like it's been established, unless you're not paying attention, or unless you don't think it's true. Salvo is very clearly playing this over the top troll online. It's very obvious. If you hear him
Oh
when
yeah.
he's out of character, if you hear him like when he's in a private setting, he's much different than he is when he's on stage ripping Sonic dolls apart. Okay,
Yeah.
the man isn't an unhinged doll. Like he's not. I mean, he might be a little
No.
unhinged, but he's not the same way. So her freaking out over this, she's saying you're not allowed to show emotion. You can show all the emotion you want. Augie's spurred multiple times. Nick has spurred multiple times. Tommy infamously spurgs all the time.
Yes.
But the difference is when they're spurging, they're directing their spurgatry towards a topic that everyone can get behind. Oh, you know, Tommy is fucking saying that Lieutenant Cobra should get hit by a Mack truck. That's hilarious because Cobra is kind of a piece of shit and everyone can laugh at that.
Yep.
Augie is like freaking out over the shit with technicals. Well, that makes sense. The shit with technicals is kind of serious at the time.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their iceberg on my stream sometimes, and a lot of people actually really like when I go off the handle. Like I went off the handle after Nintendo blocked my fucking video. I'm allowed to curse on here, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. I lost my shit because Nintendo blocked my damn reaction live. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you motherfuckers, don't you understand that people react to your shit as how you promote your stuff and you're blocking me? And I was like screaming how I'm actually going to pirate it. I'm going to send them a letter telling them I pirated their movie. Like, yeah, everyone spurgs about different things. That's totally like normal and it's human behavior. What's not cool is like, so she's like, one thing is spurging to do a show, right?
Yeah.
Like you're taking the emotion you have, you're exaggerating it for a show. The thing here, and I'm not going to pretend like I can read Zylie's mind, but
Yeah.
from where I'm sitting, it seems like she's genuinely pissed, genuinely screaming, going on a whole rant over a guy online that has been very much proven to be just like a troll, basically. And if you can't handle that, I understand that. But the way to go about it isn't to scream about it because you're just feeding it, okay? If she really doesn't want anything to do with Salvo, block Salvo. Block Salvo. Twitter has all these functions. You can mute the word Salvo.
Yeah.
You can mute the word. I guess you can mute the word pancakes, although that's a little extreme. But you can mute all this shit to try and avoid him. Now I'm sure some of his more sycophantic fans, because everybody has those types of fans. Some of them will go ahead and try to get around and be like, "Oh, let me DM. I'm gonna create alt accounts to follow you." There are gonna be the schizos that are like that in everyone's audience, and you'll probably deal with that from Salvo's audience, maybe. But at the end of the day, you can totally control how you handle your online stuff. The best thing you got to do, especially if you're on the receiving end of whatever Salvo's doing, is just either A, play along with it, which she tried to do. I don't know. I don't know exactly the full context. I'm just going to say it's not. I think this reaction she did here, I understand it on an emotional level, but it is a total misstep and it's totally going to backfire because that's exactly what Salvo and his audience want.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. You know, I would never. I don't block people because blocking them lets them know that they're getting to you, right? But you can 100% deafen people. And if you deafen them, guess what? They don't know that you blocked them. They can still come see your tweets. They can still interact with you on that aspect, right? But when they tweet at you, whatever, you just don't see it, right? They're deafened. You don't see it, right? As far as like when you're streaming and then your chats, whatever like that, don't block them. Don't block them, time them out or anything like that, right? Just let them do their thing. Just ignore them, right? Because
sorry.
When like I said, and I don't know, Mike, if you ever were bullied growing up, right? And Salvo's trolling, but his trolling is in a bullying type of way. I'm not saying he's bullying, but it's the same kind of mindset, right? Is he's trying to elicit a reaction, right? And if you don't give them the reaction, they lose interest. They'll move on, right? They'll find another person, right?
Yeah.
And spurging out is fine. 100% I spurg, right? But it's like, okay, for example, since you brought up flamenco, right? You made that great parody little song that Salvo played on flamenco, right? Mm-hmm. And flamenco went completely and totally. He went super spurg, right? He went his ultimate form. And And look what happened to him, right? So spurging out is fine. Just don't go full spurg. Don't go complete. You know what I'm saying?
She can, like, she doesn't, like, I'm not saying she's got to apologize for this. She
Yeah,
doesn't have
yeah.
to do anything. She just needs to, like, this rant, that's like the first, like, move, right?
Yes.
So let's go back in time. Let's say Flamenco has a stream where he's like,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking retarded, Michael? You think it's a joke?" And then I'm
Yeah.
DMing him being like, "Hey man, like chill."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck you! You're calling me a pedo." And it's like, okay, whatever. So I don't post that anywhere. I send it to a few friends, a few
Yeah.
group chats, because I was like, look at this guy, right?
Yeah.
Then one of my friends, Ghost Shark, awesome dude, he on his own posts at Flamenco and is like, "Hey man, are you really like pissed off over this?" Now, what Flamenco should have done is either well, he should not have blocked. Don't block Ghost Shark because that's gonna make it worse. But just
Yeah.
mute Ghost Shark or
Yeah.
don't respond. And then from then on, don't talk about it, don't mention it, just move on with your day.
Exactly.
Everything goes on like normal, right? So all Zylie really has to do from this point on is don't stress about Salvo. He's just some
Yeah.
dude on the internet. We're
Yeah.
all just dudes on the internet. Don't stress about Salvo. Mute him. I agree with you, like, about blocking. Don't block people. This is the way I handle it. You asked if I've been bullied. I got
Yeah.
bullied a lot when I was in elementary, middle school. I've always been
Yeah.
a short guy. I'm like 5'4". Always been a short guy.
Yeah.
Always been bullied. Most of the time, usually that would end in a fight. But you know, that's a different story. But the way I handled it when I went through all that drama that I went with the Hani situation
Yeah.
a year ago, the way I handled it, like, well, the thing is like I had a few friends that got into drama. So I had my friend Winter, and then when I was friends with Abe, all those were different dramas that I was like inadvertently involved with. Whenever that would happen, if I had trolls in my chat, you know, because if you're a friend of someone who's bad, now you get trolled, right? What I do is you just ignore it or you play along with it. So I would have people, like, when I came back, I had people in my chat that would name themselves after either Hani, or they have a username like Mike the Simp or Mike the K word. You know, you'd have these people in chat and you're just like, "Hey, what's up?" And you just let them pass by. And then at the end of the stream, when everyone's gone, you hide them from your channel. Because obviously, well, I don't want anyone with the name Mike the K on my channel.
Yeah.
You hide them and you move on with your day, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't spurg at them while they're in your chat. You don't time them out and hide them while you're there in your chat. You wait for the stream to end. You take care of whatever you got to take care of. You move on with your day, and that's it.
That's it.
And like, for example, yesterday, my good friend who I saw in chat earlier, Teddy, was donating me with these not cool names. And I just was like, "Thank you for the donation. Move on." Like you don't give a big reaction to it, because if you give a big reaction to it, it feeds the fire. You're giving wood to the fire.
Yeah. We have that same thing on the podcast. We got our resident I don't even, I guess, troll, whatever, JFA, and he'll make donations to the podcast stuff right when we're doing the pod, and it'll be, you know, little plays on like the N word or the F slur and things like that, right? Trying to get, you know, trip me up or trip, you know, banana up or whatever, trying into saying whatever. You know, we just say, "Hey, you know, thanks for the donation," or whatever, and we normally just say, "Thanks, JFA," you know, because we know where it's coming from, right? So we don't let him have that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but listen, thanks for calling in, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. I've got there's another caller. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And I really love that new parody you did on the
thank you.
Yeah, that's the Eminem song. Stan, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's arguably his best song ever.
Yes. But you did a really good job with it, and the young lady that you had singing the lead on it, she did an exceptional job too. So.
Oh, she's her voice is amazing. I did real quick, I did a Christmas song with her when I did a small Christmas EP with my band. Me and her sang "Baby It's Cold Outside" together.
Ooh.
And she has a very good jazzy voice. Awesome singer, Jada. She's also a good artist too, but I don't know how often she takes commissions. But
so what you're saying is you sang the SA song.
Yes. and I support the SA song.
SA song.
Anyways,
yes.
have a great stream.
Thanks, Mike. You take care, bud.
Peace.
Yeah. Okay, Huggy Bear, you're on the air here with PeePaw. What's going on, bud?
Hey, PeePaw, how you doing?
Doing good, doing well, my man, doing well.
It was a pleasure talking with you at Brick's stream.
Okay.
In the morning.
Yeah.
But I got caught up with this whole Zylie thing off the rip, and I'll put it like this. When it comes to Salvo, like I can't really attest to IRL Salvo versus Internet Salvo, but my only thing is that initially this whole issue was just because Jessica was pushing the narrative about uh about Salvo not paying up the money when Salvo explained the situation that with PayPal giving away the money because he didn't verify his account, things were going to be a little bit slow. And also he was willing to put the money out, like shell out the money, and it just transformed into this whole thing where Zylie got angry at Salvo poking the bear, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is this: is that Salvo, as it right now, is a very hot button topic. The fact that you guys don't want to, the fact that you guys spoke about him for an hour and plus, not even give him the courtesy of allowing him to be on the stream while you're talking shit about him or talking about something that has to do with him, and all of it, and then Zylie just went off and just went massive off. She went straight nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
So let me pause. Let me pause you there for a second. Okay, so do you think that if a person is doing a stream about someone that they owe them a courtesy of allowing them to come on and talk?
Or even the like I'm just what I mean is just in just a common courtesy. How can I put it like this? It just common decency in a way, because like Salvo has always been in the calls, has always been in calls. Like he's been in calls with Zylie and with Edwin and whatnot. It was just weird that he had to fight and claw his way to get into a thing. Now, yes, he admits that he pinged a lot of servers. He pinged people in the server, but ultimately, Zylie has a right to feel the way she feels. I totally agree with that. But now it's getting to a point where, like, they are not understanding that Salvo doesn't really need anybody.
Okay, all right. So let me pause you there. So if Salvo doesn't need anybody, then why do you feel like Zylie should have allowed him into that stream then?
At the very, the reason is so that at least he could say his side of the story.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you for a second, Huggy. Okay.
Okay.
So when a person is doing a stream, such as myself or anybody else, doesn't matter.
Right.
That is their sandbox, right? That is their castle. They do not have to let anybody into on that stream. They don't have to let anybody into the Discord call. They don't have to do any of that, right? They don't. Now, if they choose to, fine, right? Salvo has, I'll say this probably, and I think this is safe to say just based on sub count, Salvo has a larger platform than Zylie. If Salvo was really that tore up about it, right? He could hop on fire up a stream, and he could do whatever he wanted to do. He could snipe Zylie, he could whatever, and he could address this, and he could whatever, right? But that's not yeah, but here's the thing. That's not what Salvo was doing. Salvo was poking and poking and poking to try to get a response. He got a response. So here's the thing. So now Salvo, I promise you, will have a stream and he will talk about this and he will use this for content and he will go off about how Zylie, you know, is whatever that, you know, he adjectives that he's going to use about Zylie, right? And so, okay, so for content purposes, like channels like mine and others, on one hand, one side of the coin, this is great because this gives us content, right? This gives us things to talk about, whatever, right? And that's awesome, right? But on the other side of this, right, from a personal side of things, right? Zylie, who I consider a friend, I hate the fact that she was pushed, or she got to a point to where she felt like she had to take these drastic steps as a friend on a personal side, an emotional side of things, right? I hate that for her. But again, that is Zylie's sandbox. That is her castle. That is her house. She's going to handle things how she feels like she needs to handle it. And I'm okay with letting her do whatever she wants to do. I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to sit there an armchair quarterback and say, Zylie should have done this, Zylie should have done that, whatever. All I will say is this is how, if it ever happens to me, this is how I'm going to attempt to try to do it. I can give recommendations to where if it's somebody else going through the storm, this is some suggestions how you might do it. If they choose to, whatever, that's cool. Hey, do it. If they don't, fine too, whatever, right? But I do appreciate your call. Thanks for calling in, Huggy, and have a great day, buddy. Okay.
You too.
All right. So I have to apologize because I just noticed my stinking alerts are not working. And I noticed there's a couple of donations. So let me go through this. So anonymous tip $10 said, go buy your wife a fancy coffee. Well, listen, I would, but my wife. Okay. So let me get a little personal here for a second. Let me change the things here. Okay. So me and my wife have been married we're in our 26th year now, right? And I love my wife to death. And she is one of the hardest working people I know. Her job is very demanding, and she works a lot of hours during the week, and it would even go in on weekends and work, even though the offices and stuff were closed, she was still going there on the weekends to work. And then they got it to where she could work remote, right? She had a laptop, so she would come home, and I set her up. I set up a little workstation with some nice big monitors and everything, so she could do stuff at home and she wouldn't have to squint and stuff like that, right? And I was at least happy she wasn't going into the office to work, but she was still working. All right. So, but my wife doesn't make friends easily, and so she's made a friend, and she and a friend are going today, and they're getting their nails done, and they're going to have lunch and do some Christmas shopping. But what I will do is I will send her a text and tell her maybe have a nice coffee, and that it was covered by you, Anonymous, and I appreciate that. And thank you for that. Mike the Bike tipped $5, says, hey, I'm in the waiting room of your Discord. I'd like to call in if I can, maybe about after you're done reacting. Okay, Mike, thank you for the donation, and glad you called in, and thank you for watching the show. Mr. Butt Savage says $5, says, I heard there was some coffee being served here. Can I get mine black, please? You can get it however you want. Cream and sugar is on the table is all I'll say. Okay. So, and if you don't like coffee, we can also, what do you call it? Accommodate you with some tea. Earl Grey is all I have though. So anyway, let's get back into let's listen to the rest of this here.
Fucking nice.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, like, Tipster, did the same thing. He got burnt out on it. He got pissed off on it. He went off. It's like, it is what it is.
And here's the thing too, and I want this known. This is my motherfucking one and done. I will not mention that motherfucker on my channel ever again. And I am to the point, I am so completely done. I'm done. Like, I don't give a fuck what happens to him, done.
Well, let me say this.
I'm a sociopath like that. I can cut off those feelings real quick.
Let me say this. Part of the reason why I don't really like the infighting, and I said this on Edwin's stream a couple nights ago, that there's a new community. This is a new community. Tipster. Chris, Zylie, Keemstar, the Keemstar Show, Brantley, Salvo, Edwin, Augie RFC, Nick, Boblex. Like, this is kind of like a new community that's.
Hold it. Why isn't Dad on Dave mentioned there? Why isn't PeePaw mentioned there? Come on, Keem.
Formed. All right. It's brand new. All right. It's the start of a community where there is no community online. All right. Maybe you want to throw Paige in there and a few others, right? And we all are on each other's shows. We talk about each other, this and that. I don't want this infighting to get so crazy and so serious. Ronald Reagan once said during the Cold War, when all the countries were trying to fight each other, like Russia, America, and all these other countries, he said, how quick would we solve our differences and we would all be united if there was like an alien force that came to attack Earth?
Oh, 100%.
How fast would we solve all of our issues and, we would all be united to fight against that alien force, right? And, I think with this community, I think, there is some infighting here and there, but at the end of the day, there's a much bigger goal that we all are on the same team to defeat.
Keem.
And that would be the Fat Man.
Keem, all I want to do on my channel is either report actual fighting going on. I don't care about this fake interpersonal Salvo Pancakes. The character is starting shit for we don't report the news. We are the news. I don't give a fuck about that. I care more about like actual drama going on. That's why I don't report on that. And if there's no drama going on, I react to videos. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. And I want to have.
Okay. So Salvo creating drama because they are the news, I think that's part of the matrix, right? I mean, that's part of the thing. And so, how many stories over the last, I'm going to say over the last 6 to 8 months, how many stories have channels like myself, Dead on Dave, Tommy C, hell, our podcast, the Clear's Mud podcast, have been stuff that has stemmed from Salvo stirring the pot, and damn, he's good at stirring the pot. I mean, that's so, there's been other things. And let me tell you something. Let me just say this. I would whole hell of a lot rather cover stuff that, dramas and stuff that Salvo has stirred up out there by kicking over cans here and there and whatever else. I'd a whole lot rather cover that kind of stuff than what was on, we have been on a stint, right? And the whole stint we had been doing in the past was pedophile allegations here and pedophile allegations there, or essay here or essay there and stuff. And I'm so over that, right? Because everything was based on speculation, half-truths, allegations without any type of substance or documentation. Very rarely, if ever, police were involved, police reports being filed and anything. And that's where a long time ago, I decided, hey, if the police are not involved, right? Or unless the person just flat out comes out and admits it, I'm not covering. I'm not dealing with it, right? Because it's a he said, she said, and more times than not, there was drugs or alcohol or both involved, and memories were shady and stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting into that shit. So I see what I understand. And that's Zylie's again. That's Zylie's play box. That's her house. And if that's what she does, that's fine. Cool. But as far as myself, I'm fine with it. I honestly, I would rather have that kind of stuff than some of the crap we were talking about.
Chill streams that, when I'm doing streams like this, people can come on. If they want to talk about the problems, they can talk about the problems. Okay? I don't care because we're just chilling out. I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck about this fake interpersonal bullshit that's going on now. I give more fuck about a goddamn pedo who's a woman abuser running around trying to stick somebody else for emotionally abusing people, but yet the goddamn pedo is running around saying he's being emotionally abused. I give more fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about Salvo not playing by the rules and bringing up people's kids and bringing up people's wives, but God forbid you bring up his wife. I don't give a fuck about that shit because it's fake drama.
I'm gonna give Zylie a little bit of on this because I mean she's emotional, and sometimes when we're emotional, we when we're doing our thing, we kind of get things a little bit jumbled up, whatever. I don't think Salvo has ever been about his wife. I think he if he did do that, it was like a shtick, whatever. Because if that was the case, then I don't think he would have come out after Paige Christie did her little thing about Salvo and protect, and blanket out the wife's picture and have the wife's picture on a t-shirt. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just me, and maybe that's just, I don't know. So
he can have content. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't even report on that. I just want to do what I want to do on my channel. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck who comes in here and watches me. I don't care if you're a Salvo fan. You can be a Salvo fan. I don't give a fuck who you watch when you're not watching me. But I'll be goddamn if I'm going to deal with disrespect on my fucking channel anymore. You motherfuckers wonder why I call myself Zylie Gets Real? This is the reason why I call myself Zylie Getting Real. But here's the difference. Now you're saying real. This is real. This is the Zylie you don't want to fucking deal with. After tonight, I am not mentioning that motherfucker on my channel ever again. If somebody comes up on my panel and mentions his name, they're going to get one warning. He is never to be spoken of on my channel again. Because that's what he fucking wants.
Fuck him. Like that.
I don't give a fuck, because guess what? My balls are bigger than his, and he can suck my dick.
Oh.
Can I step in for a minute and tell you something, Keem?
Damn. She said her balls were bigger than his. Damn. Well, we'll find out.
Well, Salvo has been officially, real quick, Tipster, I just want to say Salvo has officially been blackballed for real this time.
I'm done. And you know what? Everybody who goes, and let me give a little message to everybody who's reporting on this. Report on it. Call me a spurd. Say that Zylie freaked the fuck out. I don't give a fuck, because you can fuck off too, and I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm done.
Zylie, you got to just let everyone know that Salvo is blackballed on this.
That's such a stupid fucking term. I can't blackball Salvo. He is not here. He is not coming here.
Here's the thing. Ain't nobody blackballed Salvo with Salvo. I said this on his stream, and I'll say it again. The only reason Salvo is relevant recently is because of you, Keem. I know some people will say it's the Def Noodles thing, but here's the thing. Look back to the Def Noodles situation. What did Def Noodles put him on the headline as? Keemstar's employee. He's only relevant because he associated with you. And now that he ain't got you, he ain't got nothing. Period.
I'm done. I'm done, dude.
That's a valid
He does have
point.
a loyal fan base.
He does have a loyal fan base.
And look,
That's right.
Look, part of the charm of Salvo is that he's always creating drama and whatnot, static and whatnot, and like that's why I hired him. He's entertaining, and can be entertaining. I understand how you guys are both frustrated and mad and whatnot, that the jokes are going too far, and it's not just the jokes; it's his fans like coming in and layering levels of harassment on top of it. I get it. I totally fucking get it. I've seen the same scenario play out on YouTube over a decade, a million times, and I think Salvo needs to focus on his energy on different people. I think it's kind of silly at this point.
Listen, the man is very entertaining. Listen, the man is very entertaining. The man, I would even go so far as to say he's very charismatic. Okay, he is. He's got charisma about him. That's why people watch him. That's why people like that character that he has created.
Why is Chris sitting here quiet? Chris, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I walked away. What?
Well, what are your thoughts?
What
are you, Chris? What are your thoughts on Salvo?
Oh God,
Chris, your best friend is having kind of a breakdown.
I am not having a fuck you. I'm not having a breakdown. This is a real fucking moment. What?
I'm sorry, not a breakdown. She's having a rant. All right, that's a better term.
Rant's better.
She's having a rant on Salvo for the nonstop disrespect and the harassment, and you're like her best friend online. Why are you not saying anything? I'm confused.
Realistically, I don't really have a dog in this fight. I like both of these people, and when it comes to fights between people that I enjoy, it's between the two of them. Adding my input isn't going to change anything at the end of the day.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm not like Salvo. I don't need anybody in my fucking corner. Because unlike Salvo.
Wow, Chris giving the political answer there. Maybe Chris has a political future in front of him. We'll see.
Because unlike Salvo, I can fight for myself.
That's not true,
we need a
Chris.
Discord server full of fucking like.
I've heard you take sides. I've seen you take sides in multiple infighting in the community. What are you talking about?
Taking sides in multiple infighting in the community in what way? When?
Just all the time. When is
all the time, Game?
So just recently, you were supporting Tipster against Bullet.
That's not infighting. That's somebody who's mass flagging people. Are you confused by that situation, Game? Are you confused by that situation?
Bullet is a member of the community, and you're supporting.
No.
Oh, and here's
shit. I clicked the wrong damn thing. God dang it. No, BX Bullet was not part of the community. Chris is 100% right on this. And she was mass flagger. So no. Bad example. King. Bad example.
And I don't have a dog in the race, but at the end of the day, it is going too far. Like I stated in my example, where I'm also getting those things. I also see those things. I sat back and I was like, I don't care about the interpersonal shit, but to be honest, Zylie is right to be this upset at Salvo. She really is. I didn't want to fucking just go off and start screaming and yelling, but to be honest, it's fucking annoying. It's annoying at the end of the day. Zylie does good work on her channel. She doesn't need people coming into her chat and spamming pancakes and saying a bunch of shit. Same thing happened to me before.
You need to be a better friend. Like now you're starting to say defend your friend, but like what the fuck?
No.
Dude?
So the situation being is that I don't want to be involved, but at the end of the day,
See, and I don't know if Chris or anybody else gets this right, but Keemstar's doing what Keemstar does, right? So he's causing drama here too, right? So he's getting Chris to make statements. He's getting Chris to do things that's going to put him in the bullseye or have a target on him from Salvo. So then Salvo's going to go after Chris, which is going to give him more content as well. All these people and myself, hey, target right here, right? we will try to get people and put them in a position to where they have to say something or they want to say something that will get, it's called content farming, guys. And it's a legitimate thing. It's a real deal. And we live for this type of stuff because then it gives us things to talk about. Right. And if we can get somebody to overreact and to quote spurg out, right, then we love it, right? We laugh and we and I'm all for that, and it's all part of the game. And when you're in the game and you're on the dance floor, whatever, it's all part of it, right? And I'm all for it, right? But I will say this, and everybody has their own level as far as this is I'll go to this point, but I'm not going to go over that line or whatever. And everybody has different points, whatever, right? I don't, and I think in this scenario or in this group of people we are talking about today, Salvo has no lines. There is not a line that Salvo says, well, that's one step too far, I won't cross that. That doesn't exist for him. And as long as you know this, and so you have to, if you're going to accept Salvo and you say, okay, I like Salvo and I enjoy Salvo, then you have to accept him as a whole package, right? I like Salvo. I think he's entertaining. But saying that and understanding that, you have to take him as a complete package. I like Zylie, right? I consider Zylie a friend. And I take Zylie as a whole package, right? And Zylie says enough's enough. She's ranting here. She's making her feelings known. She's laying her cards on the table. And I'm okay with that. And I respect that. And again, that's her show. When I call into her show or whatever, I won't discuss him. I won't bring him up. I will respect her wishes on that. Right. But in my castle here, my sandbox, let me tell you something. The only thing we're not going to talk about is allegations of, that other stuff, unless there's actual police reports. Then we'll talk about it because then we have some actual legal activity. But other than that, nah. But everything else, I don't care. Let's go.
Zylie is.
You don't have to be, Chris, because guess what? I got bigger balls than all you motherfucker, and I'll take everybody on my goddamn self because I did it for a year and a half, and I'll fucking do it again if I have to.
So that kind of reminds me. So is she having her Denzel Washington moment here? Where, from that movie where he says, hey, what is it? What does he says? Hang on here. Let's look that up. What is that right quick? Yeah, here we go. Let's see right here. Let's see here. This is King Kong ain't got shit on me. I think Zylie is having her King Kong moment, right? So there we go. See. Oh, geez.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
I get you.
I can grab my big mama tits and tell everybody to fuck off.
Ooh. Damn.
I'm disappointed in you, Chris. I mean, bro, I'm glad Zylie left so just me and you can talk. I've seen that woman defend you so many. You know how many times I've had to hear from Zylie, like, stop bullying Chris. Dude, when you were fucking up, when I had every right to scream at you, she was like, you're being too mean, this and that, da-da-da. I took so much shit from Zylie for being mean to little Chris. She has defended you in every fucking scenario you've ever been in, even when you're 1,000% wrong.
Oh, boy,
right?
Here we go.
So that's why I said, like, I'm not even trying to stir drama at this point. I'm actually mad. Like, what the fuck, Chris?
I see what you're talking about. And again, I respect Zylie and I don't want this shit to get to this point. That's what I'm looking at it as. I just didn't want it to reach this point because it's just ridiculous. But again, Zylie is in her right, and I agree with her that this shit has gone too far. I've stated that.
When you grabbed the hook instead of the right thing and fucked up your thumb or whatever, who drove you to the hospital?
You did? No, Zylie did. Zylie did. You got us there through the UTV. Yeah, my bad. I don't know. I don't like being involved in shit like this. It's something that I find so tedious. But Zylie.
So you and your friend. Okay, so you and Zylie are walking down the street, right, as friends or whatever. All right, and a mugger comes up and hits Zylie in the head and starts going through her pockets. You're gonna run away? Like, what the fuck? What are you saying?
Literally, that is a horrible, horrible analogy. That's not true. But at the end of the day, like, I defend Zylie on this because this shit does go too far. It does.
Oh, here's Pastor. Chris never used a winch before. He didn't have training. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Well, no, Pescator's just memeing, but like, no, and I defend Zylie on this shit. I do.
No, normally I don't play the whole picking sides thing.
Yeah.
You know, Chris, you know, you do whatever you got to do, whatever. But I'm with Zylie on this one. Salvo multiple times has gone like too far, involving Augie's family, involving AC's family, involving Zylie's family, involving my family, etc., etc., etc. Fuck Salvo. Nobody blackballed Salvo except Salvo. Fuck him.
So the lines are drawn officially. All right. Tipster is Team Zylie. Chris now admits that he's Team Zylie. All right. So Chris, Tipster, and Zylie are forming a union against Salvo.
This is the kind of line of fucking bullshit I did not want to get into, where it's like now there's battle lines drawn and some dumb shit. Like, I respect Zylie on this, and I'm gonna defend her on this, that this shit has gone too far. But like,
I don't
what
need
the fuck?
anybody. Fuck that. I don't need anybody. I've been down this fucking road already once
Right.
before by my goddamn self. And you know what I did as a grown ass woman? I dealt with it by myself. I don't need a motherfucker. I don't need subscribers sticking up for me where they don't have to go in somebody's chat and spam. I don't need motherfuckers to defend me on Twitter. I can do all that shit by myself. I don't need a motherfucker. Y'all want to see Zylie get real? I'll take on all you motherfuckers by myself. I do not give a fuck. And this is, like I said before, this is my motherfucking one and done. Because after today, his name will not be spoken on my channel. As far as I'm concerned, the motherfucker does not exist. He does not exist. I do not give a fuck what happens to Salvo the man or Salvo the character. I don't give a fuck. That's how far I have been pushed. I'm done.
I don't understand why the chat is mad at me. They're like, oh, dude, why are you instigating away this? Bro, I'm just keeping it real. Isn't this Zylie gets real? Like, I'm keeping it real. I thought Chris was being pretty fucking disrespectful when Zylie has stood up for him for everything, and he's not sticking up for her. I'm sorry, but you know I'm right, so shut the fuck up.
Well, okay, Keem. You want to ask Chris what team he's on? What team are you on, Keem? You want to talk about Keem? You want to talk about teams? What team are you on?
I am on Team Zylie. You notice how I had no hesitation? Salvo is bad.
Keem.
If Salvo's bad, then why were you partnered with him for so long? You're having him on your show Thursday, you said, right? I don't.
Hesitation, Chris. You see that?
Keem.
None.
What, Salvo, or Keem, what's your beef with Salvo?
What's your beef with Salvo, Keem? He's getting ready to come up. He's getting ready to come up for a show. Come on, dude. You're still friends with him. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm not one of those people that you can't like Salvo. You can't be friends with Salvo. That's immature bullshit, okay? I'm not all about that. I'm not about that.
This is so simple. Salvo has been coming in here being disrespectful to Zylie. Zylie didn't start any shit on him. I'm Team Zylie. I'm not a fucking dude. There's a lot of talk about like I'm not a pussy, but I really am not a pussy. I say what I actually think. All right. So like the fact that Chris sat there stuttering is like embarrassing. All right.
So here's a question. So we know that Zylie or that Edwin's generation, homeboy Edwin, and Salvo are coming up on the Keemstar show. I believe it's this. Is it Monday or Thursday? Anyway, I know he's coming up there, right? I know that's this next week. He's going to be on the show. I will be curious to see if Keemstar confronts Salvo about all this. If he's truly Team Zylie, let's see what Keemstar does. I think that'll be a telltale, right?
Team Zylie.
I didn't expect Chris to stand up and say anything. I didn't expect Chris to stand up and say anything. He didn't disappoint me. I knew what Chris was going to say. Chris isn't the type. Listen, Chris isn't like me in personality. You know how I know? Because if I was in Chris's shoes and you would have talked to me like that face to face in real life, there would have been issues. Chris let you do that. That's the difference between me and Chris. So did it disappoint me that Chris didn't automatically say he was on my team? Absolutely not, because we're two different creatures. He's not a fighter. I am. I am a
sending
fighter.
a text message to Salvo right now.
I'm a
I
fighter.
bet is watching in the background, and it reads, "Leave Zylie alone or else." And I'm hitting send. Listen for it. Listen for it. You hear that? Sent. You're not gonna see Chris do that.
Well, after the night, this will be the last time that Salvo Pancakes comes out of my mouth. He's done. I'm done with him.
He responded to what I said to him. Do I have your permission to read it back?
I don't know. That's your DM with him.
I texted him and I said, "Leave Zylie alone or else." And he said, "I'll think about it. It may have been too hard."
Yeah, okay, yeah, like he really fucking said that. Okay, now I know you're fucking
That's what he said.
Show
That's
it.
what he
Show
said.
it. Show it. Cut on your fucking camera and show it.
I don't have a camera on this
I don't believe
Chris
you.
can
Take
back
a
me up.
screenshot and put it in the group chat. I want to see it.
Okay. All right. I have to. It's going to take me a minute because there's a different thing that we're talking about that is private.
It don't take that long to take an SS and cut it out. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Don't take that long.
He said, "I'll think about it. Maybe I'm being too hard." Just 1 minute. I just got to.
Well, you know what he can do? He can suck my clit hard. I don't give a fuck about him anymore. I'm done.
Okay.
Damn.
I got the screenshot. 1 minute. Editing. I have to put like those little stickers or whatever on it. Okay.
Just crop.
I'm not gonna show
Do
it.
you not know how to crop a screenshot?
Well, where do you want me to? Do you want me to DM it to you directly?
Yeah, DM it to me directly. I just want to see it. I wasn't going to show the fucking chat.
Okay. I'll put it in the group chat. I don't care if you show it.
It amazes me. I mean, I know I'm not the most tech
All right,
savvy,
put it
and
in the
I
group
have
chat
some issues.
to prove that I
man.
sent it. Is Brantley up?
Yeah, she's in the chat.
Team. So how long are you gonna lie to me, huh? How long are you gonna lie to me? What? What, Keem? You thought that shit? Do you think I'm fucking joking right now, Keem? Do you want it to be your turn now? Because I don't give a fuck about how many subscribers you got, Keem. I don't give a fuck. I'll take you on too. I don't care.
Can I defend myself, please?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Defend yourself.
Let me defend myself. All right. I was half telling the truth. All right. I really did send that text to him.
And you really thought that I believe he said that back? You thought that shit was funny? You think I'm fucking joking right now, Keem?
Oh,
because if I have to, I'll take you on too. I don't give a fuck.
He said something very disrespectful back, and I didn't want to say.
Yeah, he said no. Fuck that hoe. And that's fine.
It didn't feel appropriate for me to read that.
Oh no, it would be absolutely appropriate to read that.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
I only half lied.
No,
no, you
let me
half
tell you
lied.
something. Okay, Zylie gets real town, right?
Hang on. A half lie, guys. I got news for you. A half lie is still a lie.
A lie is still a motherfucking lie. So now you're
There you
telling me
go.
I can't trust you.
There you go.
I sent you.
No, you fucking lied. You fucking lied and told me what.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe I went too hard.
Yeah.
I sent you what he really said. So come on. I didn't really lie. Come on.
Yeah, you did.
JFA, is there a podcast? Oh, 100% there will be a podcast tomorrow, JFA. Yes, buddy. You're good to go there.
He actually said.
Little lies are still lies.
Okay, well, how do you know
go.
that I lied? Because I literally DM'd you what he actually said. That's the only way. So come on.
You lied because you said, quote, that, yeah, maybe it was too hard. I'll think about it. Right. That's how you lied, Keem. Come on. Dude, you're not that obtuse. Come on, man.
I mean, if you want me to take you on too, I will. I don't give a fuck.
But he wants to come at me and say I'm not on your side.
But I actually don't have an issue with you, Zylie.
Exactly,
I don't have an issue
Chris.
with you either, Keem. And you don't even have to take a side. It's just that you're sitting here telling people who's on what side, so I just want to know. You don't even have to take a side because you're actually friends with him. I wouldn't. Here's the thing about me, unlike that. Look, here's the thing about me, unlike that pussy Salvo, okay? I don't sit and look at my fucking chat going, go to that chat and spam pancakes. Go to that chat and bark in that chat. God, she's got to see the bark. She's got to see the bark. No, you know why I don't do that? Because if I plan on going to talk shit in a chat, I talk shit by my goddamn self. I don't need a team of fucking people behind me talking the same shit so I can act like I'm some kind of fucking badass. No, the difference is I really am a badass because I'll do it by my goddamn self. I don't need a bunch of people behind me spamming pancakes and we are Salvo and shit like that. He's a fucking pussy.
This is why Zylie is real.
He's a fucking pussy.
Oh, I'm Team Zylie. That's all I got to say. Tipster is Team Zylie and Chris is Team Salvo.
Yeah, no, not on this.
But then what? Say something.
This is the thing, dude. When it comes to this kind of situation, it's stupid. It's stupid to me.
Okay, I fucking text.
You can text whoever the fuck you want, Game.
Chris, it's stupid to me too.
No, I know, and that's
leave
the thing.
Zylie alone or else. That's exactly what I texted.
That's good.
You're not gonna text him anything.
I'm literally not near my fucking phone right now.
Okay,
I'm on my fucking laptop right now.
Who's believing that?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I've got the gist of that. I don't think I necessarily have to listen to any more of that stuff. So let's see if there's anything else out there. Yeah, Salvo, is it safe to say, guys, if a person tweets out multiple clips and multiple things, is that the term you guys use today is called molding? Is that a molding, right? That's molding, right? So if a person starts showing emotion and via tweets, they're talking about the person repeatedly, they tip out clips or tweet out clips and things like that. Is that considered molding, right? Is that right? I think that's called molding, right? So let's just take a look here. Let's just go over here. We're on, and let's just take a little look here. Let me pull this up. Okay. So here is Salvo Pancakes' Twitter, right? So let's just take a look at his Twitter feed. So there's Pimpin' Pete. He retweets a thing there. So there's one tweet that he retweeted himself about, right? And this is another thing that happened yesterday. This here was where and we'll come back to that, right? Okay, if he's mad and balding, he's malding. Exactly, fake. Fake says, what's that here? Or else he'll call your mom fat and gay. Okay, my mom's not fat, nor is she gay. I'm fat and about 15% gay. So there's that, I guess. So here's another one. He retweets about Zylie. Here's another one about Zylie. Another one about Zylie. Another one about Zylie. 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 Sound looks like to me maybe Salvo was molding a little bit here. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Like I say, I don't always understand all these things, and I don't understand all the things. But it looks like they're. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this may be a point of topic of conversation on Dave's stream tonight. So I'm going to start wrapping things up here. But listen, quick, just a little house clean here. Dead on Dave will be streaming live tonight with Drew is sharing. Those are always entertaining streams. Check that out. Make sure I'll be there producing. Remember, if you are interested in helping me, digest this stuff every day, like I'm gonna start trying to do these morning streams like this, these little chill streams, kind of going over some of the stuff. But if you want to help, reach out to me on Dave's Discord, join Dave's Discord server, right? And get in there and say, hey, I want to be part of this. I'll then get you a link and get you over into our new server, Discord server that we got. And we'll get you in there, get you squared away, and help me with tweets, help me with timestamps and videos and stuff, and that type of stuff, and help me kind of, I would greatly appreciate it. You will 100%, get accredited for stuff. I'll make sure and let people know that you're doing this stuff. Well, JFA, I tell you what, I think he likes you. And one way to prove that you are, quote, since we're doing the teams now, right? You're Team Dave, is you get on there and start helping with some of this news stuff, this discourse and stuff, get timestamps, tweets, things like that. I think that would go a long way to show that you are on Team Dave and that you want to be a part of the Copious team. But anyone else, 100%, think about it. If that's what you would like to do and help in that way, just reach out to me. I'll get you over there on that Discord, and we will. My audio keeps cutting out, I know, but it is what it is. JFA, I can't help it, dude. I've done everything I can. We're just going to live with it, right? D-Max, that's just JFA's stick. Don't feed him. Don't feed the monkeys in the cages. That's just JFA. He has this thing about trying to bust people's balls about audio, and that's just his thing, baby. It's all good. You talk about that. Remember you said earlier about if you don't have one troll, then are you really truly a streamer? Well, JFA is ours, and I love him for it. And he's part of the family. He's that little special cousin that we put over at the table, and we give him a spork because we can't trust him with an actual fork or a knife. That's him. So you brought your own food. Lord. But anyway, but reach out to me on that, please, and let me know if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll get you in there, and you can help PeePaw. And like I say, D-Max, I am going to 100% be reaching out to you, and I'm going to see what we can do on this project together and see what we can get done. Okay. But listen, guys, all seriousness and stuff. It's the internet. Don't take anything too serious. We should be laughing, having fun. There's enough craziness out there in the world, IRL, that makes our lives sometimes rough, even unbearable at times. The internet should be someplace where we come and laugh at each other, laugh at ourselves, laugh at stuff that's going on, having fun, and just try not to take anything serious. For certainly don't take anything I ever say serious. But listen, I appreciate all of you guys that came in, hung out with me today. We're going to start trying to do these of a morning. So, get your coffee, Get your, your muffin or whatever it is that you like to have for your breakfast. And we're going to start doing this. I don't know if I'll do it every weekend, like a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday's probably so. Sunday's not, because we have the podcast that evening, and I'll try to save my voice. But I'm going to try to definitely, I'm going to start doing it Monday through Friday, and like I say, maybe even Saturdays. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for the donations. Thank you for the new subs. Appreciate you guys. You take care. And remember to keep your powder dry. And I'll see you in the funny papers.